All right, good evening, everyone. I'm Hank Dieter, being joined by Coach Hill, the Navarro Panther head coach of your Navarro Panther football team. And so, Coach, thank you for joining me tonight.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
Well, Scott Kibbe can't be here tonight, and so it's just you and I tonight, and we'll see if we can make the best of it.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
Well, first of all, Coach, again, congratulations on the big win here in district to knock out Gonzales, who has shown to be a very good team, beating still, I think, a very good Lago Vista team. And they were coming in 2-0 in district and 5-1 overall, and you were able to take them out with the score of 31-14. Defense caused turnovers, interceptions, fumble. I mean, wow.
Yeah, that's right. We talk every week, I feel like, about the turnover margin and how important that is. And I think that showed itself last Friday. We had a couple of interceptions. Emerson Elder had two, and Brady Galini recovered a fumble as well. So, anytime you can be plus two or three in the turnover margin, that'll help your odds out a whole lot.
Yes, sir, Coach, and that always seems to help. That's as most coaches and even announcers would say, that's the great equalizer of the game is turnovers.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it doesn't matter who you're playing. If you're generating some turnovers, you're going to be in good shape. And, playing a really talented team like Gonzales was, undefeated going into that game in district, we knew we had to generate some of those things defensively. And that was a goal that we set. Goal was actually three. We talked about it Thursday with the team at our team meeting. The three turnovers. That's the expectation. That's what we need to get to win this game. And credit to our guys. They pulled through and got us three.
Well, Coach, we'll talk a little bit about that game still before we go on to Smithville and talk about Smithville. But, some of the things that we saw was really aggressive on defense to cause the turnovers, especially up front on the front defensive line and your linebackers. I kept mentioning during the broadcast how they were, scraping and filling the hole and running downhill. And I just thought, your front seven was just doing an amazing job.
They really are, and they're to the point right now in the year to where they're not really thinking anymore. They're just reacting, and that's allowing them to play really fast. Corbin Benish had 11 tackles for us. Luke Vogel and Mason Berry, I believe, each had 8. Colin Geipel and Mason Berry each had a sack. We're generating some chaos in the backfield with our front seven right now with how aggressive they're playing. It's not really anything new schematically. It's just the confidence that they've gained throughout the year that's allowing them to react quickly to what they see. And that's showing up. They're playing really well right now.
And your offense, it seems to just keep chugging along. I mean, the offense I had showing Dylan Trotty with 176 yards in that game. He was, again, the Navarro Panther Network's player of the game. But really, again, it's still a team. But we're seeing that, hey, that offensive line and your running backs, again, doing a great job. Your tight ends as well. I mean, just the scheme seems to work very well when it's all in concert.
It does, and they're right now. The offensive line, tight end, and fullbacks, they have a really hard job. And what they're doing right now with their zone blocking, for the most part, we're running a lot of wide zone and inside zone plays, and they're working together really well on their double teams. And something that's difficult in those schemes is, not just handling the defensive line, but then eventually they have to climb up and capture the second level players. And they're doing a great job at that up front with their offensive line. And then when you got a guy like Dylan Trotty running behind it, he's able to turn some really good plays into great plays, especially, running behind Isidro Roca, our fullback right now. I don't know if there's a guy in our district playing their position as well as Isidro's playing his. He really is special. And what he's doing doesn't really fill up the stat sheet, but he is absolutely invaluable to us right now with everything he's doing for our offense.
Well, I bet he's on his 5th or 6th face mask by now, because he had said he'd gone through 4.
Yeah, he's keeping Riddell in business for us right now. And, hey, but that's good. He's keeping his head up and out of contact, so that means he's doing it clean. But he's a very physical player, that's for sure.
And Coach, on the special team side, you got a 32-yard field goal by Crowell, and he nails it. And his first one of the year. I know it comes late in the season, but it was one of the first attempt at a field goal, and he makes it. He nails it. So you have to be proud about that.
Yeah, our kicking game in general has improved so much this year. I think that goes without saying. And then especially that unit field goal PAT team, we just, we were pretty shaky earlier in the year, and that's the whole process. Everybody likes to look at the kicker because that's the easiest thing to see, but the whole snap to hold process, the
Right.
protection process, I feel like we've really cleaned that up throughout the year. And Hagan he's a worker. He's there throughout practice, finding any 5-minute segment he can to go get some extra kicks in. School finishes up. We finish up our lifting and our meeting, and then you walk by the field. He's out there working with Coach Neubauer every single day. It's no surprise that he's improved as much as he has, and he really is a weapon for us now with his field goals, his PATs, and his kickoffs as well. He's placing those really great.
Well, thank you, Coach. So now we move on to your next opponent, Smithville. Smithville is a team that you just never know until you play them, and you got to go to their house and play them there. And so there's always that unknown. And so how have you handled that this week and being particularly for us as fans, we say this could be a trap game, and for the Panthers, it's do or die. We have to win this thing out all the way to have a chance to get to the playoffs.
Right. As far as we're concerned, the playoffs started last week for us,
Right.
just because it's do or die, starting with the Gonzalez game. We've got no room for error. We've got, we can't have a my bad. We can't have a lapse in a bad game. No more of that. And that can't happen. If it does, I think we all know the result of that in the long run. If we want to have a chance to make it in the playoffs, we ultimately control our destiny with that. And the best thing we can do is continue to play well and try to win these games. And it starts with Smithville this week, and they've got some talented players, a really good running back, quarterback, some good outside linebackers that do make them really dangerous. And much like us, we've had some games to where we would have loved to be on the other end of the outcome with some wins. So we definitely understand what that feels like, and we know teams that are backed up in a corner are dangerous. And I think that's Smithville right now. They're a very capable team. They're well coached. They have great schemes. But for us, it's no different. You asked about what we're doing this week to prepare for that. We treat every opponent the same, whether we're playing the Dallas Cowboys or somewhere in between. We're going to have a nameless, faceless opponent. The real standard is us. Can we continue to practice at a high level? And I think every single week this year we've improved, not just in the games, but Monday through Thursday has been a big process for us. And we're becoming a really good practice team, and the staff's really proud of that. So if we continue with that trend, I think we're going to play well. Teams that practice well play well, and we'll have to get it done on Friday night.
Yeah, you talked about some of the players that they have. They do have some speed that could break loose in space. And, specifically, is it about – I know you talk about not doing much different, but is there ways that you have to work on, specific drills in being in space that help the team better? Do you focus a little more on certain drills, or is it just the same drills you normally run?
For the most part, it is the same drills. So much of it comes down to recognition defensively. Can we recognize their sets and their formations? And we watch a whole lot of film with our athletes, and they're really intelligent guys. I mean, they really are. They're mastering not just what we're doing, but they watch a ton of film, and from their sets and from their alignments, we have some clues to where, okay, I think we might know what's coming here. Now, whether or not we can stop it, that's the challenge of football. We got some smart guys that are going to be in good position. And open space, open field tackling, that's hard. That's a really difficult thing to do. You turn on a game on Sunday, and the NFL guys, you get in a one-on-one situation in space. That's easier said than done.
Right.
We can all be like, man, you got to make that tackle, but that's not that easy. So we definitely do work that constantly. We're starting practice almost every single day with our tackle circuit. How do we tackle in space? How do we work together as a unit? To understand my leverage on this tackle, knowing I've got help coming from a certain angle. So definitely are working on that this week.
Yeah, so offensively, I would expect you to say, well, we're not doing anything different. The zone stretch plays and things that you run, allow your running back, and Trotty's done a great job of having the vision, knowing when to cut back, making nice little jump cuts here and there, or slight, subtle moves enough to get his blockers in a position where the defender moves that way, and all the blocker has to do is just stay with their guy with the same momentum, and he does a great job with that. But the offensive line and your other offensive blockers in that case, your running backs and also your tight ends. I mean, I think they've all started to pick up well on that.
They have, and that's something we refer to as riding the wave. When the offensive line and our back is they're moving in unison. I've never surfed once in my entire life, but I guess that phrase is stuck with us. So we like to ride the wave on those zone plays, and we do. We've got some backs that can see the cuts and they stick their foot in the ground and get vertical. At the same time, I think we're maturing as an offense. We're finding what we're good at. We're finding our strengths and our weaknesses, and then from that, we're now starting to expand. We've got some good skill players surrounding our offense. Not just Dylan's obviously phenomenal. But we've got some other guys playing tight end, receiver, some other running backs that are weapons with the football in their hands. So just finding ways to exploit the defense. And if people want to load up on the run game, we'll be hard-headed. We'll be stubborn and still run the football quite a bit. But there's going to be some times to where our quarterback, Austin Davidson, he's playing great right now. And he's a really intelligent player. And there's very often we have plays that the run play is called, but he has another option or sometimes two other options to where he can get the football out to somebody else if the defense dictates that. So that's the next step in our offense that we're ready to get to, and I'm excited to see how that looks.
Well, Coach, and we talked about our offense on this. You touched on their defense as well, but what do you see their strengths on their defense? I know is it their front line? Is it their is it their linebacking core? Is it their receiver core, their secondary core? What do you see that may really concern you that they do well?
I think the main thing is just all 11 from top to bottom. They're solid players. There's not really a weak point, and very often we're looking to find somebody to target, and they don't necessarily have that. I think they're outside linebackers. They do a really nice job of plugging the interior with their defensive line and inside linebackers, and they kind of funnel it all out to their outside backers who are great players and really good tacklers. So it'll be pivotal in the game to can we handle it up front and still attack the interior of the defense like we'd like to, and then B, when we do have to bounce the run, do we have a hat for those outside linebackers? Because very often they're left unblocked in the way they run their scheme. So we're going to have to be creative and having guys to block those outside linebackers.
And on special teams, they do have a couple speed burners over there where they can take and if they're, again, we talked about if they get in space. Yep. Have you? And I know normally you don't do a lot different, but you do want to make sure that something's re-emphasized that you may have always done, but it's like something becomes too routine. You'd have to focus back on it. But with these guys, if you get the right one, gets it, and he gets in space and gets a crease, he could be taking it to the house.
That's right. Well, we're going to definitely try to avoid that. We're going to have to be on our keys, and that is something that we know. Everybody puts some dangerous guys back there on kickoff return and punt return situations, and we'll have to have great ball placement. And, someone in the special teams unit, he's playing offensively as well, but Riley Blevins, as much as our kicking game has improved this year, if you just go back and watch our kickoff unit throughout the season, he's a guy that is now – he's not just doing his job, he's making an impact. There's 2 or 3 times last Friday to where we had him pinned inside the 20, another time at the 14-yard line. And that kid, he flies down the field, kind of controlled chaos. He runs down and beats everybody else down the field. He knows his job is to be the first to the point of attack, and he's doing that really well. And the big thing that's showing up is now we got guys down there making plays. We're starting to trust the schemes, starting to have good placement with those kicks. And, everyone's going to put somebody dangerous back there. And we like to think that we're going to run down some guys that are pretty dangerous as well. We need to meet force with force.
Great. Thank you, Coach, on that. I mean, great information. And what we like to see is now at this point in the show, or like to hear is what really, when you look at this specific team that you're playing, Smithville Tigers, what are going to be your 3 keys to victory, you think, this week?
We need to control their explosive players. Got it off and on this show already. They've got some guys offensively that can go the distance. And it's going to come down to, can we recognize fronts? Can we make our calls quickly? Can we get lined up and react? I think that's what we did so well last week defensively is we weren't waiting. We were reacting instantly and playing fast. We got to continue to play fast. And then, offensively, I think it all comes down to we have to establish the run. That's always the goal. We're a run-first football team. But can we take advantage of some quick game? We got some receivers on the outside. Perimeter blocking has been a real point of emphasis for us the last couple of weeks. We've been really close on some of our quick screens and tunnel screens out there. We're just one block away from some really explosive plays. So point of emphasis all week in practice has been that perimeter blocking. So hopefully that shows up in this game.
Perimeter and stock blocking, all those different
Absolutely.
things. So,
yeah.
And I know, Coach, you see this back here behind me, and I'm in my wife's crafts room, and they're getting ready for a wedding, my daughter's wedding, and getting all this. And I looked up, and it looks like I had, white hair back there. So
not sure at Mardi Gras or something right now.
Right. All right, Coach. Again, thank you for joining me tonight and also putting on this show every week. We really appreciate it. We'll run it on Geronimo Zorn TV YouTube channel, and then we'll run it pregame show at 6:45 p.m. or so before we get the pregame show itself started and kick off at 7:30.
All right, well, that sounds like a good deal. I always appreciate y'all doing everything you do for our program and spreading the love for our guys. That's great.
Well, Coach, if you didn't hear, we saw it on YouTube, but we had over 2,500 viewers this last week for the game, and so that was our highest rated game for this year so far. So homecoming brought in the big crowd.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, y'all are doing a great job, and our broadcast team with the students are doing amazing as well.
Yes.
We're just so thankful for everything y'all are doing for Navarro.
Well, yeah, you're quite welcome, Coach, and we wish you the best of luck against Smithville. And so I'll let you go ahead and say your final thoughts, and we'll get out of here.
All right. Hopefully we put on a good show Friday night. Continue, backs against the wall. Really proud of our guys last week for stepping up, and it's time to step up again. Hopefully this is a good night for us. And Scott, we missed you on here tonight. We'll see you next time.
Okay. Well, thank you, Coach, and you have a great evening.
Thank you. You too. Go Panthers.
Go Panthers.
Freshman, Aubrey Trevino.
Welcome to Smithville, Texas, at Smithville High School. I'm Clay Scarborough, Hank Dieter, Adam Carino. Navarro football and Smithville football this evening from Smithville, Texas. And you're right, your clocks are not wrong. It is about 5:45, and we are about 15 minutes from kickoff. We are kicking off at 6 p.m. today ahead of weather and travel considerations for all involved tonight. Hello, everybody. Once again, I'm Clay Scarborough. Hank Dietert has joined me also.
Hey, I'm right here, and hopefully we'll get things rocking and rolling here.
Hank, we're about to have the national anthem, so we're going to turn it over to the PA announcer here in Smithville and come back to the pregame.
We'll have a welcome from a representative of the Smithville High School student body. The student giving the welcome and the introduction to this event is a student who has been volunteered and was selected based upon neutral criteria.
All right, welcome back, Hank. I believe that was a moment of silence.
Okay.
So as you can tell, we are literally flying by the seat of our pants tonight. We got a call a little about 11:30 this evening or this morning that we may move the game up to 6 o'clock, and here we are now. So as we went through our list of things we had to prepare, the band is here, the cheerleaders are here, the Dazzlers are here. Hank, you're here. Our broadcast crew is here.
Yeah.
And some of the Navarro faithful have made it what is now on time for 6 p.m. We'll throw a lot of kinks into our schedule, but we want to make sure everyone gets home safely this evening before weather moves in. Expected to move in around midnight tonight to this region. Here we are in Smithville, about an hour and 15 minutes to the east. Kind of east-northeast of Geronimo, Texas, and that is expected to be in there around midnight tonight. Also, so Hank, we have the Navarro Panthers with one district win.
Dear Lord,
and we have a prayer now. We're going to stand by for the prayer here in Smithville.
I ask the coach and fans guide the teams into giving their best effort. Bless the coaches with guidance and patience for tonight. Lord, win or lose, allow us to live in your name. Allow safe travels for everyone after tonight's game. In your name we pray. Amen.
All right, we're back from the prayer here in Smithville. We were going to set up the game we have tonight. We got one win in district for Navarro, and we have 0 wins in the district for Smithville. And Navarro needs this win tonight to set up a crucial game next week for Lago Vista and to go to the playoffs. Smithville needs a win tonight to set up any possible chance they have to potentially maybe make the playoffs with 2 district wins. They'd have to win in their last game. Join us now is Scott Kibbe. Welcome in, Scott, to the Fly by the Seat of Your Pants pregame show. Glad to have you here. So, Scott, let's start with the district. If you could kind of set up the district for us and what this game means in the district standings.
Well, for the Panthers, it's really, they can't quite say they have their destiny completely in their own hands, but they're pretty close. Winning last week by 17 points by that margin helped a lot for potential tiebreakers. The best thing that happened with the Panthers is they can win tonight, win next week against Lago Vista. The best thing that would happen is if Gonzalez loses out, which loses the rest of their games. So you're not in the ending up in your
high school salt.
Stuck with tiebreaker with them. But I think it's I think their chances are pretty good because of those margins. You don't know what could happen in ties. You don't know how that could all come. If you end up in a tie with, say, Salado and Wimberley for 4th place, the Panthers would be out of the playoffs.
Right. Okay. So you mentioned Gonzalez and their schedule. Do you know that off the top of your head, Scott? You're a wealth of information. That's a tough one, though.
Gonzalez has Wimberley tonight.
Okay.
I believe Salado and then Gerald.
Okay, that's a tough schedule.
It's a tough
that's the gauntlet we went through. I think I remember Coach Hill telling us they are a week behind us, or so to speak.
Yeah.
Right.
So we know what they have in front of them. We played 2 very close game against Wimberley, close game against Salado. Gerald ran the ball well against us, and so they're going to have to run that gauntlet. So hopefully we'll hold that tiebreaker here in about a week. Now, so also I think it's important to note. Well, let's say Navarro wins out. So we win the game tonight against Smithville, critical game next week against Lago Vista. There's still another week of football left in the district.
Yeah, that's what would be strange is we could finish next week, win the next 2 games, and at the end of that game, not know if there's going to be another week left in the season. We're going to have to wait. More than likely, we'll have to wait and see how things shake out the next week.
All right, so Smithville, Scott, what's the history we have with Smithville so far?
Panthers 4-0. We had some really good games with these guys. We had a playoff game in 2021, first rounder that we're fortunate to get out of there. We went to the quarterfinals that year, and I think there was a call we were talking earlier. It was a call I thought went our way, fortunately. But another tough game with them in 2022 back at Irwin Lee. Last 2 games were a little more lopsided as his program struggled a little bit. But this was not too long ago a pretty strong program.
All right, so as you're sitting at home eating dinner tonight, now it's a 6 p.m. Not even it's a matinee football game now to our Navarro faithful at home. Who do I need to look for in Smithville?
Well, I mean, I would just tell you this. I am worried about two things right now. One thing, every coach loves routine. They are addicts to routine. They are devotees of routine, and something breaks that routine.
And it has been broken.
It has been broken
for both
this
teams.
Early start. So, but for one team that's 0-7. Breaking routine may not be so bad. They may think something's different tonight. Something is, sensing that. I think that it's probably eating the Navarro coaching staff up right now that they're having to start like this when they were just really getting going. The second thing is Smithville. Yes, they've struggled. They've lost 17 in a row. But you think they've probably got one good game in them and haven't played it yet. So you just hope it isn't tonight.
Amen.
That's what's got me worried coming into this.
So let's bring in Hank on this too. Hank, you played a lot. I played high school, college. Scott, you've been around the game. I would say this favors the home team tonight, moving the schedule up.
I would agree.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm still. I'll let Scott answer this one. I'm not ready.
I don't know. I mean, you didn't have to travel. Doesn't change your routine as much. Whereas, if you're on the road, you have to get on the bus a little bit earlier, have to leave school a little bit early. Things are just different. And right when you're to the point where you're really at the peak of your confidence after last week, wanting to carry this on, I like to worry what I
Sure, absolutely. All right. So, and on that note, the good thing is though, once the ball kicks here about 6:00, everything's normal.
Yes, and that's what you want to. If you're Coach Hill, that's what you want to establish early. Go get it. Go have a good hard drive down the field to score. Things will start to sink in. It's if you give up a big play or something early that things could start going the way.
Go the way. All right. So looking at the Smithville roster, Mr. Kibbe, who are we watching tonight?
I have not seen stats on him. Wasn't even able to do the show this week, so I can't really tell you. I know he had praise for their roster, the talent they have, and particularly on their defense. But but I've not been able to break it down who they've been going to.
Sorry, I'm trying to get some instructions over here. Yelling over. Yeah.
No, literally. And again, if you're watching us at home, literally flying by the seat of our pants, we got here in enough time to get the camera set up, audio set up and up and running, that we were able to get the replay going. So again, if you're at home, bear with us as let's go through a couple of things. Scott, any other tidbits before this game? We are 5 minutes and 50 seconds from kick.
Well, I don't know if I've used this fun fact yet.
Okay.
I'm trying to decide. I don't think I have, but the Panthers have thrown for 702 yards this season. That is more than they've thrown for in any season since 2016.
Okay.
I don't think I used that before.
That's almost a decade.
Wow.
Yeah, that
almost
is something.
A decade.
Tells you a lot about how we because that goes back to the semifinal team from Louisville that just did about everything right. But that's you don't feel like they've struggled the passing game at times this year. You don't maybe feel like they've had a big year passing, but it's a big step. They've gone a big step.
Sure. How many more yards than last year? I mean, what was it last year?
I would say it's 400 and something.
Oh, we're going to double it tonight, probably.
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
If the wind's going our way, maybe.
Here's the Panthers coming out.
All right, Scott Kibbe, we appreciate it, sir. We'll see you at a halftime of this game.
All right, thank you.
The Panthers have come out here and have joined the field, so we're not far away from our national anthem. All right, Hank. Your keys to the game. Panthers need this win here over the Tigers tonight, and what are your ways to do this?
Well, I mean, I'll see if we can get them to come up here in just a moment. Well, I don't have them up because, like I said, we're flying by the seat of our pants. So, really tonight, I said few things about it. It's now don't overlook your opponent is one of those things. It's like you can't look past Smithville. And I'm sure the coaches did a good job. You heard Coach Hill talk about that.
And you look at the standings at the bottom of your screen right there. Yeah, because you know if you win tonight and if you win next week, you're probably in the playoffs. So yeah, don't overlook your opponent. What else you got, Hank?
Well, also I've got the second key is take what they give you. That this has been the theme all year is take what they give you. If they give you the explosive plays, good. This might be a good time to get a couple of explosive plays. and play also always, take care of the ball and play physical. I threw those two together. So those are the things that I think we need to do.
If you've heard the pregame shows this year, if you've talked to Coach Hill, there's two major things they count at each game, and it's the explosive plays and it's the turnovers. And usually the team that wins both of those battles, their percentage of winning is about 90, upper 80% of the odds. So Smithville is standing by in their blow-up Tiger Tunnel. They will bring on the flags again. Clay Scarborough, Hank Dieter, broadcast crew here tonight. That's Strouch at the producer's chair. He's got 2 or 3 to his right on replay and on the scoreboard. We got 3 at the top on the cameras. And we are up and running here shortly.
Now we're ready to get this thing started, and
I'll be filling in until Adam Carino is here. Of course, this moving everything up has shifted schedules for lots of people tonight. But again, at 6 p.m. when the ball kicks, everything becomes normal once again. While this is going on, let me update you on other things going on at Navarro High School. That includes volleyball playoffs. That is on Thursday at Bandera against Carrizo Springs. Round 1 for all volleyball girls. That'll be a 6 p.m. first tip from Bandera. Hopefully you can join us for that. Our band tomorrow at 3:30 will perform at the area contest. And if that goes well, they will be in the finals that night. And if that goes well, they'll be going to state. So tomorrow, our band, 3:30, that's in Corpus Christi at Cal Allen High School. Some of us are hoping to be there. Of course, the weather and everything may play a role in how all that plays out. Now, the weather tonight, that's why we're playing at 6. The objective is to beat that weather. Both forecast models from Rain Aware show about midnight here in Smithville, about midnight here there in Seguin as we drive back home in the hour and 15-minute trip. The captains for tonight's game, Ben Landengroff, the senior wide receiver and D-back for the Panthers as they walk out to the middle of the field right now, and Gerardo Sanchez, number 61, the senior offensive lineman and defensive lineman. For Smithville, John Perryman, wearing number 55. Wearing number 9 is Caleb Magdon. Also number 25, Dalton Ellis. And number 5, which I can't see a 5 on this schedule.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
that's all right.
This off of
we did get this off Max Press. We'll figure out who that guy is for you. They have 4 captains. We have 2. This is a standard procedure for Navarro. The coin has been flipped.
Harrison is married to Philip Bennett and resides in Cedar Creek. She's a retired educator, 22, 46.
Smithville has won the toss and has deferred to the second half. Navarro will make sure the referee tells us exactly what's happening here. I can expect what's going to happen now.
Right. And we're going to have a little bit of sun in our eyes until it goes down.
We'll set the weather up in a second here. Navarro will receive the opening kickoff here shortly. It's a strong wind coming out of what I believe is the southwest here. We're going to pull that up on WeatherMate, get you the exact weather stats as we open up here an hour and a half early.
We do have our weather bug. What's showing up here as well? 83 degrees is what.
Yeah, so 82 degrees feels like 85. A strong southeast wind at 82 miles an hour. That is coming in toward the front. That's coming from our northwest this evening, and we will stand aside for the national anthem as both teams prepare.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you again stand and remove your caps and hats and helmets as we honor our great nation with the playing of the national anthem. By the Smithville High School Band. Postgame colors is by Smithville Scouts Troop 183 and Pack 183.
Smithville band with the national anthem. Helmets go back on, and we're getting ready to go. So, Hank, let's run down this checklist one more time. The football team here is here early. The trainers are here early. Cheerleaders are here early. Band is here early. Broadcast team is here early. Dazzlers are here early. We're ready for some football.
Right. We're ready for some football. That's right. Here we go. And I'm going to step away from the mic for just a moment here.
So while he does that, I sometimes get to stand aside from play-by-play and play principal at Navarro High School. And I just want to give a quick shout-out to everyone back at campus who's listening to us today. I do believe the word pivot is sometimes overused this day and age, but what a pivot job done by many, many people today to get all of our organizations here that are needed for the football game. Coaches were driving the cheerleaders today and the Dazzlers down here. There's Hank Dieter. You know he's in the stands when you hear that.
All right. Yeah.
So
sorry,
and
they
the
probably
teachers,
heard it pretty clear on this.
Oh, they heard. Well, between the crowd mic and your mic, there's no missing it, sir.
Yeah. Well, we'll try.
And all the teachers that helped cover this afternoon, central administration that offered to cover classes this afternoon, really, really appreciate all of that. Now, that wind we're talking about is blowing from your left to your right, mostly right down the field. So anything going from left to right will carry a little further. Anything going from right to left will be held up by the wind. And it may be strong enough coming in out of that southeast that it may be hard to keep the football on the tee. And right now, Smithville has set the football down to the right of the tee at the 40-yard line as we get ready to kick this off. And they're going to have a holder, Hank. The wind's strong enough.
Yeah. I mean, that means you probably have two safeties back, right?
That's right.
So less to get down the field earlier. So good field position, I would say, that we have. So here we go, Panthers against the Tigers.
Dylan Trotty and Rodriguez deep to receive the kick. Not high enough to be pushed too far. Taken by number 2, Emerson Elder. Elder gets out. He's still running. He breaks the tackle at the 45 and look out. This is what we talked about. To the house. Emerson Elder, touchdown. Not a flag on the field. That's a way to start a game. And they'll wake you up at 6 p.m.
Wow, right away. I mean, no. Elder takes that and just goes. And Elder's started, interceptions now with the big kickoff return. He's starting to emerge as one of the leaders on this Navarro Panther team. But what a way to start the game. 12 seconds in, and wow, it took him 12 seconds. I didn't think it even took him 12 seques to run down that far.
It took him about 5 or 6 to get out of the pile near the 45, but after that, he was scot-free.
And hopefully we'll see if we can show you a replay.
Hagen Crowell set for the extra point.
Hold on.
The operation is clean. The kick is up into the wind. It is good, and you could see how the wind pushed the ball back. Hagen Crowell extra point is good. Panthers up 7-0. 12 seconds in this game. Nice run by Emerson Elder. And the Panther Network will continue in a moment. This is Navarro Panther football. Let's go!
Okay. Yeah, we're trying to get the student new on the replay machine we have here, and so we'll get it going.
Right, I believe we are back from the so-called commercial break, and Hagen Crowell will kick off into the wind. So we'll see how this goes. Expect a short one. Smithville has moved their return men up to the 15, the 20, and also around the 13-yard line. Emerson Elder with about 75-yard kickoff return to start this game. Panthers up 7-0. And we talked earlier about how it's important to start this kind of game off in this situation. Good kick from Crowell into the wind, taken from the 15-yard line and tackled around the 24-yard line. A 9-yard return for the Tigers, and the Panthers defense will hit the field. And Hank, do we have the starting lineups?
I'll see if I can get them to come up here. I'm looking for them right now, actually, as we speak. So I'll bring them up here soon. Hopefully I can get to it. I don't know if I get any time.
That's all right. We'll get them up here eventually. Here come the Tigers. First drive of the game. They're down 7-0. It was a 10-yard return on the kickoff.
Yeah, we'll get the starting defense for the Panthers coming up here in just a moment.
Panthers up 7-0. Emerson Elder, 75-yard kickoff return to start the game. Small reverse, inside handoff. There's number 1 right there for the Panthers. That's Austin Davidson, also your quarterback, who has 7 points without touching the football, and a short gain of 1 for the Tigers.
And here will be your starting lineup, hopefully. There it is.
There's your starting lineup for your Navarro Panthers.
Yeah, for their defense.
It's popping up there on the screen.
Yeah, Benish, Barry. Vogel had a great game last week. All 3 of the linebackers, Benish with 10 tackles, and Elder, and Trotty, Davidson, and you had DeLeon.
Run to the left, trying to get to the outside. That's number 20. That's Justin Gurley. And he doesn't get very far. Third down and long coming up for the Tigers. Third and about 7. Big third down here for the Panthers. Chance early to establish pretty good lead here. If you get a stop and another score, already up 7-0 after the opening kickoff. Davidson, Trotty, Elder, then Julius DeLeon, the defensive backfield for the Panthers. Probably expecting pass here. Panthers line up 6 in the box. Looks like they may have a blitz coming from Corbin Bennis. Back to pass. That's Bennis. He's free. It's a screen in the middle of the field and not far. Out to the 30-yard line. Short gain. Here comes fourth down for the Tigers.
Now we'll give a big for the Panthers. So, wow. Now for the Panthers, they're going to have to take it. Always be careful with this wind. You know, when a punter puts that ball up there, that ball tends to really move in the air, especially in this wind.
Trotty and Elder, under the direction of Coach Klatt, have moved back 10 yards from they originally started. They stand around the 29-yard line, their own. Smithville to kick it away. It's a line drive kick. Wind will not affect it much. Rolls back, and it goes all the way by Elder. He picks it up around the 10. Will try to cut back. Goes right, comes left, comes toward the sideline, and gets out to around the 15 to 16-yard line where the Panthers will start 1st and 10. Simonson Elder has about 85 yards on returns already tonight, 75 on a touchdown and 10 on the punt.
Well, either way, he ended up getting up by the 15. Would that ball take it a weird bounce and possibly be down at the 2 or 3 yard line? I don't know. Would it gone in the end zone? But in that situation,
to tell.
Yeah.
As Vince Lombardi would say, it's an oblong football. We don't know how it bounces.
That's right. Hey, I've heard that I've heard that several times by you, I guess.
That's right.
We've actually done quite a few games together as well, Clay.
We have. Enjoy that, Hank. Davidson, the quarterback. Panthers. Trotty moves up to Davidson's left. 1st and 10, Panthers. And coming with Rodriguez. Gets to the outside in the 20-yard line. Hits the sideline. Cuts upfield around the 30. Out around the 35-yard line. Near field for the Panthers. Out to about the 36. 1st down, Panthers.
Here's the starting offense coming with Davidson at quarterback. And got that one up there for you.
Ball's officially spotted at the 33-yard line. Big game for the Panthers, about 15.
A big offensive line there.
Trotty the setback. Davidson with 2 wide. Hand off Trotty, left side, big hole. He runs over his own man around the 35, out past the 40, drug down around the 42-yard line.
I'll take
Trotty. Chugging out some yards. There you go.
Chugging out some yards, running over his own player, Galini, who'd had a good block, slipped, his feet got out from under him, and then Trotty just keeps on trotting down the field and getting up to second and almost 1.5, but right there close to 2, I guess.
He says, excuse me, Galini, I'm going to run through this left side. Rodriguez to the top of your screen. Elder to the slot. Davidson, play action to Trotty, rolls to his right, sets up a throw, goes long. He's got a man. That's Blevins. Blevins is there at the 30-yard line, catches it. 1st down, Panthers inside Tiger territory, pick up around 25 yards.
Hey, what's interesting in that play is that where the ball actually ended up being thrown, but only the place in which Blevins could receive the ball. Because if he throws it too far down and towards the hash mark, then there's a defender right there to be able to knock it down or intercept.
Very well placed pass from a guy who's in his first year as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Davidson trotting in the backfield. Also Galini. There goes Trotty up the middle. Lots of room. Out to the 20-yard line. Short of the first down. But another good gain up. Panthers are pointing like they got it. They do not have this first down. 2nd and about 3 coming up. So far, Panthers chugging on all cylinders. With special teams on the touchdown. Running the ball, averaging probably about 6 yards a carry right now at least. And then the long pass for 25 yards. That's a big play. We talked about that, Hank. That's Rocha, not Galini. Play action. Rodriguez coming left. He's got a lot of room on the outside. 10, 5, touchdown Panthers. I think he got out of the foul line. He did not. He got pushed out the 1. Okay, that's all right. We'll punch it in from here. 7:07 remaining here in the first quarter. Panthers up 7-0 on the Emerson Elders 75-yard touchdown run. On the opening kickoff of the game, Panthers looking to punch it in and take a 2-score lead. Panthers get the call from the sideline. So, Hank, I think we're going to see Trotty here. What do you think?
Davidson has ran a few. So, but yeah, the odds are it's
Watch Rocha, Trotty to the left, Trotty in the middle. Touchdown, Panthers. I like how Trotty just gives the ball to the referee like, I've been here before, sir. Panthers up 13-0, 6:39 remaining here in the first quarter. Here's Hagen Crowell on for the extra point, be kicking into the wind. Sun setting about 30 minutes or so in the west, so we can see it from the visitor bleachers where we are. We are not undercover right now. The rain's going to hold. Here's the kick. Kick is up, and it looks like it is good from here. And it is good. That wind pushing that ball the other direction. 6:39 remaining in the first quarter. Panthers are up 14-0 over Smithville. The Navarro Panther Network will continue in a moment. Texas. Panthers will score twice. Opening kickoff by Emerson Eller, 75 yards, and a 1-yard Dylan Trotty run. Panthers up 14-0 with this early evening kickoff. Hagen Crowell kicked this one away, taken around the 22-yard line from the Tigers. And hit by lots of Panthers, but I can see number 2 getting in there. Emerson Elder, that's his name again. And around the 33-yard line where the Tigers will take over. A little extra whistles there as the pile is unraveled.
I don't know if we have that touchdown run, but let's see if we have the touchdown run here. I don't see if we can see that. And see if it comes up here. We'll see if we can bring it up. So
from the 34-yard line, Smithville takes over. They're down 14. Panthers did 3 and out with the Tigers in the first drive. 2 runs and a pass.
All right.
In motion is Trip Davis. And the handoff comes to the right. That's the quarterback. He gets to around the 37 where he's met real quickly. Hey, stop me if you heard this name before by Emerson Elder.
I was just about to say it. I was like, well, guess who? The number 2, it almost looks like a question mark, right? Good question.
Hey, he is leaving no question tonight.
That's exactly where I was going at. Man, you read my mind.
2nd and 7. It's like we've done this before, sir. 2nd and about 8, actually. Here's the snap. Back in motion goes Davis, running the ball, and looks like he's tiptoeing a little bit. It's number 12. He hits the 40-yard line before he's being wrapped up. These numbers aren't matching our roster very well. But 3rd down and about 3 coming up for the Tigers.
Yeah, we have we have the Panthers playing good defense. I think they're still. Whoa, look at the ball.
So the wind is blowing the ball. Brad Galini sets it back up where it needs to be, and gives a thumbs up to the referee, like, hey, I got this, man. We're in good shape.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you learn, don't touch the ball unless the ball's in play.
Unless the ball blows your way. All right, here we go. 3rd, and actually it's officially 4 for the Tigers. Play action. Going to pass, looks to the left side. One-on-one coverage. The throw is incomplete. And over the head, no flags.
Oh, wow.
On the coverage was Julius DeLeon. So 4th down coming up for the Tigers. We'll see if they're feeling desperate yet as far as punting or going for it. It looks like the punt team is coming on for the Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, the Panthers had done a good job. I mean, based on that perimeter on the outside with Julius DeLeon, he's been doing a phenomenal job and playing tight coverage. And I like the way coaches teach him to play the player first.
Panthers with 4 guys to rush the punter. Definitely playing for the punt return here. The wind will blow it a long way. It's a line drive kick taken from the 33. Drops the ball. Smithville picked it up. Ball still loose. Panthers got it back. On the coverage was Julius DeLeon, and it looked like Elder had trouble with the kick. Hank, those are tough kicks to handle when they're on a line drive like that.
Right. They're just as tough when you see them in a knuckleball coming down if you're trying to hit it as a baseball player. That's exactly the analogy, is that is a knuckleball coming down, and are you able to handle it? And sometimes they're easily handled, but like you said earlier, it's an oblong ball, and you just don't know.
You never know which way the ball is going to bounce.
That's why we like spirals when we catch passes. We don't like it flopping in the air like a duck.
Very important for that quarterback. Speaking of quarterbacks, Davidson in quarterback. You saw in motion from Elder. It's a toss to Elder in the middle of the field. Look out. He's got some room. Elder out to the 50. 3 men to beat and pulled down around the 40-yard line. Elder with a 35-yard run. He's my early vote for player of the game.
Yeah.
I really like the play design there and the toss in the middle of the field. You had the entire Smithville team going to their right and cutting back across the middle was Elder on the toss. They were following Trotty to the left, to their right, our left.
Go to down. I mean, not that.
From the 38-yard line, 1st down, Panthers. Davison with Trotty in the back. Cellini at the bottom of your screen. In motion's Elder again. Now here he comes again. Now the left side has a blocker out in front and Trotty past the 30, down to the 20. Stops and maybe got a face mask, and they did.
Yeah, they did.
The face mask pulls down Elder at around the 17-yard line. We're going to tack on 15 more to that. Panthers will have the ball inside the 5.
Oh, awesome.
Tiger.
So here's the replay. Look at the outside. Good blocking. Even everybody's getting involved. Trotty as well. I mean, everybody seems to be involved.
The penalty will be assessed from around the 17-yard line. And I'm guessing this is not a 15-yard penalty. It maybe, Hank, it's half the distance to the goal line, because the Panthers have the ball at the 8-yard line. We're still awaiting Adam Carino here to assist with the play-by-play, but Panthers are already in control of this game. Davidson in motion, Elder. Blevins to the left. And here comes Elder again. He has pulled down the backfield.
Oh, man.
This time reading that one well, I believe, was Stoney Biddick, the middle linebacker for the Tigers. Stoney was back there in the backfield quick.
All right. Yeah, whoever that player is, that's the guy, right?
2nd and goal from the 8 has turned into 2nd and goal from around the 11-yard line. Davidson's asking for the play to be called in quickly. They're having a little trouble getting that thing in. 12 seconds left on the play clock. Panthers to the line. 7 seconds on the play clock. Davidson and timeout. Panthers are going to take a timeout here. And while they take a timeout, so will we.
Yeah.
Panthers are up 14-0 here in the first quarter. 3:24 remain. Navarro Panther Network will continue moment.
And count us down.
Welcome back, everyone, to Smithville, Texas. Panthers on top 14-0. 3:24 remain here in the first quarter. Panthers driving on the back of Emerson Elder and a 35-yard run. And then another 15-yard run with a face mask. So here's Davidson, quarterback. He has one setback. That's Rocha. Davidson to the left. Rocha blocking out front to the 5. Looks like he may have snuck into the end zone when he fell down. Touchdown, Panthers. Got behind Rocha, and the offensive line set everyone up on the right side. Davidson comes to the left. Touchdown, Panthers. 20-0. Hear that Navarro band. They got on the bus. About 1:45 today, and left around 2:15. We'll talk about that more in a minute. Taking on the kick. Here's the kick. It is up, and this may be pushed to the right. That wind is absolutely pushing the ball very far to the right of the goalpost, and that one is no good. It is 20-0. Hopefully the extra point doesn't come back to haunt the Panthers later. 20-0 Panthers. Austin Davidson on an 11-yard touchdown run.
Here's the replay right here as they're showing it.
He's not tackled. He's not touched around the 3-yard line, Hank. That's well done on the blocking scheme.
Right.
Also, Dylan Trotty, 1-yard touchdown run, and Emerson Elder with a 75-yard kickoff return to start this game. Panthers found themselves up 20-0 with 3:16 left. We talked about the importance of the win tonight and getting to 2 district wins because next week you host Lago Vista. That'll be a 7:30 Halloween kickoff from Irwin Lee Field.
Well, everybody else in the district will know what we're doing, as opposed before we get to know what they're doing. So, yeah. Isn't that crazy, though?
It is weird how that schedule has worked out. But
we got to watch. We're watching really that Gonzalez game is a big game. When Gonzalez plays, and that'll be a big, that'll be a big game.
We'll be monitoring that. Of course, that kick is. I don't know if they moved up that game or not.
I don't know.
To get a score on that.
They're going to play Wimberley, and I don't see anything showing up, but it doesn't mean they're not playing.
Thrall to kick it away into the wind. Panthers from the 40, and it goes about 20 yards. That's it. The wind is strong. Number 11 catches it for the Tigers, and if he got past that line of Panthers, he had a long way to run, about a 10-yard return to the 45-yard line. That was Trip Davis on the return. Tigers with their best starting field position of the night.
Yeah, the big game, I think, of the district tonight, obviously, other than this one, is Salado versus Gerald. What a huge game that's going to be.
That could have district championship implications to it.
Yeah, I mean, and we might see a 3-way tie for first in this district.
Between Gerald, Salado, and
Wimberley, because, look at it this way. When you look at who's played who, like Salado beat Wimberley, Wimberley beat Gerald. Now, if Gerald goes and beats Salado, there's a probability it's going to be a 3-way tie.
Handoff up the middle around the 46-yard line. Justin Gurley on the tackle, and he is marked at the 47-yard line. And Hank, you mentioned the upheaval, if you will, at the top of our district. Reminds me a little of like BCS college football upheaval. Yeah. We like the chaos.
Yeah, the parody. If you ever get a chance, there's on the YouTube channel for a Triple D Hot Takes, and we do a college show every Wednesday with my two sons, Garrett and Kyle, and we go through the whole college. It's an hour show, but we go through the whole gamut.
Well, you also mentioned the parity, in our district. There's 6 teams that legitimately could make the playoffs out of our district.
Yeah.
Only 4 get to go.
And that's exactly what we're seeing. And that's what we talked about on the show is, how much parity, but NIL. But here in this district especially, there's not a lot of difference between Lago Vista, as we've seen, and all the way to Gerald.
Delay a game on on Smithville as they lose 5 yards on that. Panthers looked like they were going to rush, Corbin Bennis there on the left side of the offensive line.
And when you hear linemen seeing these guys coming and you're going, well, and then they just slightly move, that's what happens.
In motion is Trip Davis. He slips and he gets the ball in the backfield, able to recover to get to the original line of scrimmage. But Trip Davis tripped in the backfield. Sorry, sir, that was on a softball.
No, but did you see who made the tackle? We were just talking about him.
Was it Bennis? Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, Bennis takes and makes the tackle, for a TFL, and he's in there reading the backs and he's reading his keys. And Coach talked about that, in the coaching show, and he talked about a lot that they wanted to make sure they follow their keys more than anything, and not to have to think. And they're not thinking as much; they're just doing now.
From the 40, 3rd and 13, Tigers to pass. It's 1-on-1. Oh, he's open, and he overthrew his wide open receiver.
Oh.
That was number 12. Doesn't match on the roster, so 4th down coming up for the Tigers, and this will be the third and out for the Tigers tonight. And that receiver was open.
Yeah, and they were all talking that. Yeah, I don't know, between Trotty, Elder, and Julius DeLeon, they were talking about in this particular coverage that they had, who actually had the deep ball, because it wasn't man, it was a type of zone. And I don't know if it was cover 2 to to this side, and that's why they didn't have anybody roll to the other side when they needed to.
Panthers fortunate that was an incomplete pass. On the punt again. Here's the kick. It is up, almost blocked. Number 68 got there for the Panthers. That's Lane Black from the 15. Emerson Elder to the 30. Out to the 40-yard line. Still on his feet at the 50. Spins past the 50 inside Tiger territory to the 48-yard line. First down, Panthers. That's about a 30-yard return for Elder. He is racking up the return yards. He has more return yards than he has actual yards from scrimmage tonight.
Well, Emerson,
he's over 100, sir.
Yeah. On return yards, yeah. And you can have that for, you could say that's offense because that puts the ball in, one's a score. Obviously, it's offense. But, look at the position. You don't have to go all the way back from your own, 10 inside to 10 or 20. Now you're sitting right up here near midfield. I don't know where exactly you're going to spot the ball, but they're saying.
Oh, there is
he stepped out
of bounds at the 30. Yeah. Or was there a flag?
Yeah.
It's a flag the way they're marking this thing off.
And it's a block in the back. I see it from here. We're behind our backs to the White House.
We will go back under the 100 yards here for Elder. Yeah. I think he may get that tonight.
Hey, do you give him the yards and then minus the penalty yard? Yeah. No, you can't give him the yards.
I don't have the statistician computer in front of me anymore. Used to, don't anymore.
Well, this is one of those times I really believe that we have more fans on our side than the home side.
Davidson has 4 wideouts in motion. Trotty, play action to Trotty. He stays in the block. Davidson under pressure, runs to his right. Keeps the ball past the 30-yard line, gets a positive gain on the play out to the 33-yard line. Davidson using his feet there for about 5 yards.
And smart move on his part, making the right decision there, not having to force something against the wind. And it's a slightly crosswind, but you're still going into it, especially from the angle on the side that he was rolling out to. And so I think that's a very smart decision on his part.
Panthers did make a 35-yard completion, but you could tell the wind blowing the ball from the hash to the far right side. Trotty in the backfield. Trotty takes the ball to the left side. Lots of room. Big push from the offensive line. Past the 40, the 45, 48-yard line, and some extracurricular hitting going on around the 50-yard line. Trotty was officially marked at the 47. First down, Panthers.
Here's the replay here. Oh, that's the one before.
This is Davidson in his feet. Comes to the far side of the field. at the 47-yard line. I thought there was an extra hit or two on Trotty. Little reminder.
Here's the
Trotty. Look at how much the offensive line had a push on that play. Trotty now to the right of Davidson. Snap. Trotty left side. Trots through the middle. Gets past the 45-yard line inside. Pun, not really intended, but it came out okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't explode. He just kind of
it's that patient.
Surveyed the field and
like that,
and like, okay, which way do I need to go here? And he had time to think about that one.
Patiently figured out where you want to go. We are at the end of the first quarter. Panthers up 20-0 here in the first quarter, and a win they need here in Smithville. Navarro Panther Network will continue in a moment. I'm ready. Welcome back to Smithville, Texas. Second quarter starting for the Panthers. They'll be going from your left to right. They are up 20-0. They have a kickoff return from Emerson Elder for 75 yards, a 1-yard Dylan Trotty run, and an Austin Davidson 11-yard touchdown run has put them up 20-0. One missed extra point. They face a 1st and 10 from the Tiger 42-yard line. Davidson, play action to Trotty. There's Galini. Galini moves upfield past the 40. Runs over a Tiger to get to around the 35-yard line, and using that long frame he has, picks up a couple more yards from the spot he was hit.
Yeah, Isidro Rocha again, out blocking. Coach Hill, he's talked a lot about him, breaking 4 or 5 face masks, being out there, keeps his head up. But, I mean, uses his face mask. He's a blocker, so he's doing a great job. They call him the fullback. Some systems may call it an H-back, but he's the one who's
whatever he's doing. He's a great blocking blip back for the Panthers. And it's a play action to Trotty. Davidson rolls to his left. Now keeps the ball past the 30-yard line. And we'll have a first down for the Panthers. Don't see a lot of digging for it. Panthers apparently recover. I do believe Davidson picked it up again. And they should have first down yardage here, Hank.
Yeah, and what I loved about that play and with Davidson is that everybody was covered. They were actually pretty well covered on that play action. So give credit to Smithville's defense there. But when you have coverage and everybody's covered, that usually means the quarterback is left open. He's the missing card there, and so he was able to get right upfield. Good decision by Davidson.
Davidson shakes the hands, wants the ball. Trotty up the middle. Look at that push. Out to the 20-yard line. The 10 was trying to get into the end zone. He's one tackle away. Pushed out of bounds at the 5-yard line. A pickup of over 20 yards there for Dylan Trotty. He made that look pretty easy. What a job by the offensive line for the Panthers. I believe that was Chandler Johnson with that push on the left side. Look at that.
The replay off to the left side. And Trotty's able to make the cuts.
Now, he is not even getting in touch within 5 or 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. Davidson stands at his own, the Tiger 12. Blitz coming. He is across the line. Davidson will throw it in the end zone. That is offsides to the end zone. It's a touchdown. Oh, he had it. Drops the ball, stripped away. Brody Zeller was there. That would have been a freebie touchdown, but I like what Davidson did. He knew he was offsides, taking a shot toward the end zone.
Yeah, and there was no contact, so, you had offsides, but, So now you have the Panthers set up even better, You'll
get 5 yards here. You're inside the 5-yard line. I believe we're going to spot this at the 3.
Right.
10-16 remain in the second quarter. Panthers look to the sideline for the play call. Play clock passing 17 seconds.
I saw you looking at the weather. Anything?
No, we're not even close to us.
All right.
Not even near us right now.
Good deal.
We are in good shape. This game will get played. It will count. In motion, Trotty. Well, tiptoe. He gets to the right side, goes in the end. I thought he got in. He may not have. All he had to do was cut that upfield.
I would have liked
the one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would have liked to seen him. That's exactly what I was going to say about being able to put that right foot down, jab it in there, and then cut it up and go.
We have seen him with his legs and his power. Right. Yeah. All he had to do was change direction, and he probably forces that ball in the end zone. Now the ball's inside the one.
Yeah, I didn't think he saw the one defender that he was going to be able to cut it in. He thought he had green grass or turf in front of him.
Rocha, Elder. This is Davidson in the end zone. I think we got that one.
Oh,
touchdown, Panther.
Woo.
This time, Corbin Dennis with the catch. No, that's number 18, Ryan. Let's see who that is. Maybe Ryan Davidson. Panthers score again. Panthers rolling on all cylinders. Special teams. Running the ball. Throwing the ball in the end zone. 26-0. Hagen Crowell will have the win at his back this time for this extra point. He has 3 others into the win. One was no good. There's a snap. The kick in the hole. Kick is up. This looks good from here, and it is good. Panthers take a 27-0 lead. 9:08 remain in the second quarter. Panthers rolling. The Navarro Panther Network will continue in a moment. Welcome back to Smithville, Texas. Panthers up 27-0. Let's talk about a couple other things going on at Navarro this week and weekend. We'll start with the weekend. The band at 3:30 tomorrow will compete at the area competition in Corpus Christi. With a win or the right score, the band will go to the finals. And if that goes well, 5 of the 25 bands performing tomorrow will go on to state. So good luck, Panthers, with that. They are leaving at halftime, so they can be ready for an early morning departure. So if you're at the school at 10 a.m. tomorrow, we're going to wave off the band. We may be doing it in rain, but we're going to wave off the band at 10 a.m. tomorrow. We can honk from the car if we have to.
All right.
Taken from the 25-yard line, that's Trip Davis out to the 30, where he's met by 3 or 4 Panthers and falls out to around the 35-yard line. Panthers defense will come back on. Hank, I'm trying to remember, and I'm sure Skibby can tell us at half. I don't think the Tigers have a first down.
Yeah, I don't believe so. No, they have not. They've punted every single time they've had the ball, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that's correct so far.
And no turnovers by either team. So
that part's clean.
Right.
Also, we mentioned the band on Saturday. Volleyball playoffs begin Thursday at Bandera versus Chorizo Springs. That's a 6 p.m. first serve, first round of the playoffs at Bandera. Our volleyball girls are playing tonight against Cuero, their final home game of the regular season. Motion from the Tigers. Tigers will play action, and there's nowhere to go. Quarterback is just swallowed up by a prod of Panthers. Pushed back to around the 25-yard line. A loss of maybe they're going to give him 5 yards. I don't know if you call that forward progress or not, Hank.
Right.
But it looked like he was pushed back a little further than that. 2nd down and 15 coming up.
Yeah. Well, hey, we do have an announcement about volleyball. Correct? Is that the Lady Panthers, not about scoring, but had already clinched. A lot of people
second place
with
a win on Thursday at Gonzales. They went 3-0 in that game against Gonzales. They had secured second place. That's one reason why we know the playoff setup already.
Right, and that is so critical because the fact is that you have a D1 and a D2 that's going to be split up.
Got another sack. Panther defense strikes again. Looks like I see Lane Black in there for the Panthers. Another loss for the Tigers on that play, and down to the 27-yard line for the Tigers deep inside Navarro territory. 3rd and long.
Well, in the app I'm on, they're already showing our score. So other teams know we're going, but there's nothing. We're only at 6:41. This time has just flown by.
Well, we need that tonight.
Yeah.
Let's get this game in.
Let's get it over with. And get it done. So we have
what that's also telling us, though, it doesn't look like other teams moved up their game. So we'll be able to update a lot of those games as we hit our second half.
Coaches watch their streams.
That's right. Well, they could. Timeout taken by the Tigers. And we will do the same. 7:19 remain here in the second quarter. Panthers up 27-0. Navarro Panther football will continue in a moment. Welcome back. 4th down, 3rd and 18 coming up for the Tigers. They go with 3 wide outs. They have 2 wide down here at the bottom of your screen, 1 wide at the top. This looks like a screen coming up maybe. Now 4 wide outs. That's Gurley, who went in motion, is in the slot. Back to pass. And under pressure immediately. Nowhere to run. Steps up and lots of room in the middle. Breaks 1 tackle. There's a flag in the middle of the field. The ball comes out to around the 38-yard line, but that is in the area of holding. The flag sits at around the 25-yard line, and I think we're going to have a holding call. Now, that's an interesting position. Are they going to want 4th down and about 5, or are we going to do 3rd down and around 20?
Yeah, see what they have.
So, for what it's worth, it looks like they're going to decline it. If you make them go back even further, it's 3rd down into the wind, and then you have to punt into the wind.
Yeah, you just take time off, and that's not a bad thing, being up 27-0. So, it was a toss-up. So, if they declined it,
they have,
and I would say, I would have rather pushed them way back.
So there's still
and have an opportunity to make them punt from the 20,
exactly, or the 10,
to 10.
But the Panthers did decline the penalty, so the ball sits around the 38-yard line, and Tigers will kick into the wind. They face a 4th and about 6, so it's reasonable to punt here. The Panthers returners have moved up around 15 yards to about the 38. That's Elder and Trotty awaiting the kick. We'll see how far this punt goes. Panthers had a 20-yard punt into the wind in the first quarter. It's a line drive kick, so it will roll. Taken by Trotty at the 40. If he can get outside, he has some room. Gets around the 50-yard line, or return of about 12 yards for Dylan Trotty. And on those, Hank, he had a real good position because he was able to take the ball and just start running.
Oh, I was like, I'm still saying.
Brig in motion. This is Elder from the backfield. And he's not met by a Tiger until about the 45-yard line. Gets a very good gain inside the 45 to the 33-yard line. 2nd down and 2 coming up for the Panthers. 8-yard gain.
Yeah, Elder is, he's really, shown that he can handle the ball well. He's got skills in the fact that he's got acceleration. He's got good subtle cuts. Some of those little jump cuts so. He's following right in the footsteps of Trotty right now.
He is. And, both runners are doing well, and that's credit to your offensive line.
Yeah, that's always a credit to the offensive line.
Davidson to pass, takes 2 steps back. Those comply right out of the hands. in the hands of Riley Blevins. The ball probably could have been a little higher toward the numbers.
Yeah.
Blevins had to reach a little bit, 3rd and 2.
What do we always say? If it hits you in the hand, especially both hands,
It was a catchable pass, regardless if the ball was not at the numbers.
And you know what? It's a safe pass because
that's a good point because
it's only where he could catch it.
That's right. The defender would have had to come through the back of Blevins if he's going to have making a play on, and that is obviously pass interference.
Yeah, can't go through him.
3rd and 2. Panthers doing well if they have to run the ball here. Can't tell if that's Trotty or Elder. Looks like Elder blitzed, possibly coming from the Tigers. We're going to run outside. Rodriguez has first down yardage and more. Past the 35, out of bounds. First down, Panthers.
There we go.
Rodriguez was untouched. He chose to go out of bounds.
Yeah, well, I mean, they had the inside sealed, and I thought that was the right decision. I mean,
there were 4 or 5 Tigers there, but it wasn't for another 10 yards down the field.
Well, my personal opinion is that, all right, if I'm coaching, not saying this particular game, I've always coached when I coach. I've always coached the kids. Hey, if you got 4 or 5 yards you can go for it. We need it.
This is Trotty, left side, big hole, bounces outside at around the 30, gets to the 25, met by 3 Tigers inside the 25-yard line to the 23. That looks like it's just enough for a first down and 11-yard gain. 5:24 remaining in the second quarter.
But Evan Rodriguez is one of one of those that if you get him in space like that, I mean, he could take it to the house anytime he touches the ball. And so you always, for the other team, look at Evan Rodriguez. We know, I mean, he had the first kickoff return on the first kickoff of the season. He returned it all the way back.
Davidson, toss to Trotty, trying to get outside, has room, past the 20, past the 15, stays in bounds around the 10-yard line. Another first down for the Panthers, another 11 yards, and it may be 1st and goal for the Panthers now from the 10-yard line.
So you hear me grunting and growling over here because it looked like Trotty was, Trotty was really set on getting it to the end zone here. As you'll see it in the
he cuts it up there.
If we got the end of it there, but we have to. He was looking to cut it up and tiptoe down the sideline. So that's what we were looking at.
Trotty to the left of Davidson. That's Rodriguez. Rodriguez with a toss. He gets outside. Trotty to block at the 10, the 5, past the pylon. Touchdown, Panthers. Panthers score again the second. I think that's the first time for Rodriguez tonight. I know Trotty has 1. Trotty has 2. Elder has 1. Davidson has 1. It's 33-0 Panthers.
And Trotty out front. And you saw him over there, and look, he takes them all the way out to the track. That's pretty wild there.
Good blocking. Crowell the kick. Kick is up. Splits the uprights. This is good. It is 34-0 Panthers with 4:24 remaining in the second quarter. Panthers in control. This is the Navarro Panther Network. Panther football will continue in a moment. So did you hear from Adam yet? Welcome back to Smithville, Texas. From Smithville High School, Panthers are up 34-0. 4:24 remain here in the second quarter. Open the game with a 75-yard touchdown run. Then Dylan Trotty, 1-yard run. Austin Davidson, 11-yard run. Dylan Trotty, touchdown. Evan Rodriguez, touchdown. And the Panthers are securely in the lead. Needing a win tonight for their second district win to make next week very, very interesting against Lago Vista. There you go. A little chicken dance action.
Well, not the hamster dance.
Hamster dance. All right. So Crowell will kick with the wind at his back, and the wind will push this ball to around the 20-yard line, taken by Tripp Davis. Tripp is caught around the 30-yard line by Panthers. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Smithville, who is yet to convert a first down. We'll hear more about that from Scott Kibbe at halftime.
Yeah, we'll get to stats. They won't. We're kind of in a scaled down version, so some of the things you won't have come up. I'm going to try to get our district standings that I will show you here at halftime. I'll get that up during one of the breaks. Was there a timeout call?
No, I think Smithville is still getting things organized over there as they come out to take over from the 30-yard line.
So
Smithville faced 3rd and double digits last drive and got it down to a 4th and 6, and then punted the ball away. Rolls to his right. He's trying to come back across the field and overthrows his man. And it is a forward pass, but not by much. And, man, had a little positioning there. Brad Galini may have had a shot at a pick six.
Yeah, you see Galini there. Man, my drawing is horrible here, but
we need to work on the John Madden work.
Yeah,
there.
I don't have my pencil, so that's why you see it like that. So,
Tiger 30.
But with Galini, started to sprint out is what I was showing. It's like, hey, yeah, you never leave that to chance. You go get it first. Let the officials make that decision.
2nd and 10 for the Tigers. Panthers with 4 down linemen. The pass is quick. So it's a completed pass at the 35 and potentially a first down for the Tigers here on a 5-yard pass and then a 5-yard run after the pass. First down, Tigers. First of the night.
Right. Baker. First down.
Yeah, it shows 401. It's actually 406. Yeah, there it is. Remaining here. And, wow.
Passing 4 minutes remaining in the quarter. Actually, your half. Tigers to the line. 1st and 10. Ball sits at the Tiger 40. Handoff. Gurley comes left. No, it's kept by the quarterback, and he doesn't get much further than the line of scrimmage before he's met. He was awarded 3 yards on the carry. 2nd down and 7.
I just wanted to point out that Lane Black, he stayed at home on that one, and he knew his assignment, and he went right after the quarterback, made a good play. So, hats off to him. So, Clay, I'm glad we got you here because now we can get some school events and all. And
yeah, we've talked about band. We talked about we need to talk about cross country here too. Volleyball on Thursday. More on that here in just a minute. 3:05 remaining here in the first half. In motion is Trip Davis. Quarterback rolls his right, complete. That goes to number 1. He's not on the roster. He's got a lot of room to run. Look out to the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Smithville. Biggest play of the night for the Tigers, goes for 6.
Oh, my goodness. And this is what we talked about with Coach Hill. Here, we'll see if we have that on replay. But with Coach Hill, we talked about you can't leave. They're outside perimeter guys. There is a flag down, too, but we want to see this replay.
That's around
we let it play out.
Around the 26-yard line, so that could be a block in the back in that location.
Or a hold. Could be any. But you could tell. And they actually had some good blocks down the field, in which allowed for the receiver to get up the field. Now, what the call was, I didn't see if it was a block in the back. Here it is, a hold that goes against the Tigers.
But from the spot of the foul. So first down will be awarded for the Tigers, but they will move back. And will 10 yards from that spot of the foul. So the ball is marked the 36-yard line. Where the Tigers will move down the field. Their second first down of the night.
Yeah, and there's a part of you that's like, oh, sorry, but the other part is, hey, this is football. You play it out. Yeah, I've been on both sides of the ball.
Amen.
And
both sides of the score in this situation, right? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So 2:41 passing that here in the second quarter. That's Gurley up the middle. He's met by 4 or 5 Panthers. Churning, whistles blow,
right.
And they will be awarded the It looks like the 35-yard line is slight. I'm not sure they moved the chains at all. So 2nd and 10 coming up.
Well, what I wanted to point out about it is that, I mean, I find it hard to believe the officials did not blow the whistle, even though both feet were off the ground. I was always told that the rule was that once both feet leave the ground and you're in the grasp of defenders in that situation, not if you go jump, understand. But if you're in the grasp of other defenders, your feet come off the ground and they're holding you up, the whistle is supposed to blow immediately. And there was a little delay there.
It seemed like a late whistle.
Yes.
All right, so we have a timeout on the field. Let's go over all the events happening next week at the high school. Lots of things going on. Let's start with Saturday with the band. They are in the area contest. So if area goes well, they'll get to compete again in the finals that night, and after that, they could potentially go on to state. So we're hoping for that. The 25 schools performing tomorrow, 10 will move to the finals. And of those 10, 5 of them will go to state. We are rooting for that at 3:30 tomorrow at Cal Allen High School in Corpus Christi. The Panther Band will perform. They are leaving at halftime tonight to go back and make sure they get plenty of rest for the competition tomorrow. Then on Thursday, volleyball will begin their playoff run. They'll be at Bandera versus Carrizo Springs. That's a 6 p.m. first tip.
Yeah, we're hoping you guys get enough people together to get out there to do the stream, correct?
Well, we have put in the request with UIL, so we're hoping to get the permission for them to do that. Yeah. Then Saturday, Lilia Flo, she'll wake up early. She'll run at the state cross-country meet in Round Rock at Old Settlers Park. So exciting times next week for all of us. Oh, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., we're going to wave off the band. We may be doing it from our trucks and our cars in the rain.
I like cheer off. Cheers.
Cheer off. I like that.
Cheer off or something. I don't know. Wave off sounds like.
Yeah, wave it off. Wave it off. First down for the Tigers. Another 10-yard run there down to around the 25-yard line. Tigers moving the ball here on this drive deep inside Panther territory.
And now this, we've seen how many first downs now? I think
3. I think we got 3. So. And 1:43 remaining here. Quarterback tiptoes and now darts up the middle for about a 5-yard gain to near the 20-yard line. He's awarded the 20-yard line. The referee keeps moving and spots the ball. Tigers up to the line very quickly, knowing the clock is ticking past 1:25 remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, for folks that don't know it, we put out the Coach Hill show on Geronimo Zorn. It's Geronimo-Zorn TV's YouTube channel that Coach Hill comes out on usually Wednesday evenings.
It's a pass. Pass to the left, complete. Complete around the 13-yard line inside the 10. Panthers pull him down. First down, Tigers. Clock will stop to set the chains.
Oh, my goodness.
59 seconds left. Tigers to the ball.
Don't give him confidence. At this point, you need to make a stop.
Gurley in motion. He moves to the slot position. We have whistles. That looks like illegal motion on the Tigers.
Let's see if they...
May have had 2 people moving at the same time.
Well, false start call against him. Now, usually for illegal motion, they'll call it illegal shift. If they're moving at the same time, they don't call the ball.
Right.
But every once in a while that happens. So
59 seconds remain in the first half.
I think we called a game where exactly that happens. Like, wait, just because they're moving at the same time, unless they're moving towards the line of scrimmage, and are simulating the start of the snap, start of the play.
Clock running. 45 seconds. Back to pass. Keeps now, steps up, throws for the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for a flag is the receiver number 1. He was covered by Emerson Elder. We will face second down and goal from about the 14-yard line.
Yeah, here could be these are going to be big plays here for the Panthers. As we look, we want to be able to, we want to rest people when we can. But we got to go after them and not give this team any confidence at this point.
Tigers trying to get something on the board. They're down 34-0. 40 seconds left to pass. Gurley is out on the screen on the right side, inside the 10, inside the 5-yard line. Taken down by the Panthers. So third down coming up, clock running, 30 seconds, 28, 26. Ball's at around the 6-yard line. Tigers have, it looks like they have 2 timeouts.
Yeah,
Into the end zone, touchdown. There he is. Number 12, not on the roster. Touchdown for the Tigers. Touchdown pass is good. 16 seconds left. 34-6 now.
Wow, and that was just finding the guy across the middle, and that actually was, and I should stop saying actually. The pass was a nice, crisp pass where the receiver, it's just threading the needle and putting it exactly where it needed to be on the dime.
Kick is up into the wind. It is good. It splits the uprights, and with 16 seconds remaining, it is 34-7. The Panthers in front. They will receive the ball as the kick will go from Smithville into the wind. So we'll keep it here as we have 16 seconds left in the first half. Don't forget at halftime, Scott Kibbe will join us. We will take a break for just a little bit before we get Scott Kibbe in here on the call.
Oh. Yeah, we got the field goal. We were looking for the replay, so see if we have it on the touchdown replay. So see if we can bring it up.
So it is currently 7:02. If you're just now joining us for the pregame show, this game was moved up to 6 o'clock due to weather considerations. Wanted to make sure everyone gets home in time, and it still looks like midnight could be the time when the weather will turn. Some needed rain for the area. We're able to get the band, cheerleaders, dazzlers, trainers, broadcast crew all down here in time for the 6 p.m. kick. Those wheels started in motion around 11:30 this morning. Many districts and many games were moved up in our area. It's just, you don't really want those buses on the interstate in 60-mile-an-hour winds if you can avoid it, sir.
Well,
number 55, John Perryman to kick it away into the wind. Panthers still in a normal setup for this kickoff as it is a line drive kick. And it rolls to around the 22-yard line. On the carry is Eli Baker. Baker gets the ball out past the 35 to around the 37-yard line. 11 seconds left here in the first half. Panthers cruising 34-7.
Yeah, and the Panthers have given them a little bit of confidence, Smithville that is, on offense. So you got to watch for that, in the second half, because any kind of turnovers or, the great equalizer, we call it. And so you can't allow not to be focused. I just didn't feel we were physical enough getting to the quarterback, putting pressure on the quarterback that we have been doing. I don't think we did it in the last few plays in that game.
Not on that last drive.
Right.
3 wide to the bottom of your screen. Davidson may launch a pass here. He rolls to his right, sets up, under pressure, sets up, throws across the middle, complete. Flag back at the 40-yard line. That's Rodriguez on the catch. The clock is running, 1 second. So that will be the last play of this half, barring what this penalty is. It's probably a hold, and if that's the case, that will end the first half.
It looks like it's going to go against we got a timeout by the Panthers, too, to see if there was
the timeout may not make an impact depending on what this penalty is.
Yeah, I mean, you get one untimed down if they're going to say that there was no time on the clock left. I thought there was still a second left on the clock, at the time it went down. I don't know if they know on a replay to show, what the clock will, but we may not have the clock. That's the problem.
That's right. So the ball is spotted at the 50-yard line at the end of the play.
Have the clock, but here's the replay. I mean, you could have to count in your head.
The penalty is against the Tigers, so that's a penalty against the defense. So you will have one play, like you said, because the penalty is against the defense. You cannot end the half on a defensive penalty.
Well, and where it came from, it comes from the umpire. And normally when you see it come from the umpire, you're seeing it being called as a hold.
So this looks like a 15-yard penalty because the ball was spotted at the 50. The ball's at the 35-yard line. The Panthers will have a shot to take a punch at the end zone here.
Yeah, this is an untimed down because the time ran out. but you can't end it on what? A defensive penalty. So I think Panthers still took they still took a timeout here to talk about it, to draw it up. This is almost like basketball where you have to draw it up.
Being up 4 touchdowns at this point, why not go ahead and try the Hail Mary to the end zone?
Right. Yeah. I totally agree. Yeah, I mean, and you're way too far out for any field goal attempt here at the high school level, but you're looking at if you would have been inside the 20.
If you were the Cowboys and you had Aubrey, this is a chip shot.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Hey, so yeah, you're going to see, and if Davidson, since he has the win behind him, if Davidson's able, he could rope this one in. He could literally put it on a rope, and he doesn't have to put a lot of air under it if he has somebody open. I don't know if Davidson really has that kind of arm, but I would like to see that.
Time to find out. Brody Zeller and Rodriguez are at the bottom of your screen. You got one in the slot. You got one on the right. Davidson does come to his right. He throws long in the end zone. The ball is into the end zone. The jump is no good. Knocked down by number 7, which is not on the roster for the Tigers. And that will end the first half of play. But the Panthers score 34 in the first half. The Tigers scored 7. Panthers need this win, the second district win, to put them in a position for a big game next week against Lago Vista. You see the Panthers jogging off the field. Panthers lead 34-7. We are at halftime. We're going to let you watch the Panther band as they will go through their practice for their region competition tomorrow. That's at 3:30 at Cal Allen. So we'll step aside and you can watch and listen to the Navarro Panther band headed to area.
Turn on spike there. Yeah, I know. Gotcha. This one.
Please welcome to the field the stars of the show, your award-winning Navarro High School Dazzler Stroll team, under the direction of Michelle Conway. The 19th line is led onto the field by First Lieutenant Ruth Brown and Captain Harley Bodie. Social officers are Vice President Kaylee Henley and President Taylor Brennan. Dazzler of the Week is Paige Lang. Spirit Girl of the Week is Ella Sebesta. Tonight's performance will be a jazz kick routine to applause. We hope you enjoy the show. Please welcome the award-winning Navarro Panther Marching Band. Tomorrow, the band competes at the UIL Area Marching Band Contest. They perform at 3:30 p.m. at Cal Allen Stadium. Let's all wish them the best of luck. The band is under the direction of drum majors Aiden Ditch, Kaylee Henley, and the field drum major Trinidad Aguirre. The sections of the week are trumpets and the band boosters. The band member of the week is Hannah De Leon, and color guard member of the week is Maddie Perales. The band will be performing their 2025 contest show entitled Ride. Music selections are from Nitro by composer Frank Ticelli, Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush, and Symphony 1 and 2 from Samuel Barber. Saxophone soloists are Aiden Ditch and Trinidad Aguirre. Windwood soloists are Peyton Person, Brooke Brown, Ella Sebastek, McKaylee Cropper, and Lucas Cantrell. Sit back and enjoy the Navarro High School production of Ride.
Smithville. You want better what? I have a better roster for Smithville than I do.
No.
I'm not getting a number 2 or
No,
number 1.
no, we don't have it.
Welcome back to Smithville, Texas. There's the Navarro Band performing right now.
Yeah, we had a little bit of audio technical issues. There was a computer that hates when it hears background noise.
Imagine
so
that.
we had to go and tell it not to do that.
That's right. All right. You get to hear the technical side right now. So right now you're watching Navarro Panther Band. Tomorrow at 3:30, Cal Allen Stadium. Panthers perform in the area contest. They are leaving at halftime. We want these kids to get as much rest as possible. Stay off the video games tonight. Wake up early. They have a 10 o'clock departure from the school. We're going to, you said, cheer them off, Mr. Hank, as they head to Cal Allen tomorrow. Again, we may be doing that in our cars and honking at them and waving at them through the rain, but we're going to give them a send-off tomorrow as they head to Cal Allen. And joining us now, Scott Kibbe. We're going to recap that first half. A very good first half. I'd like to subtract that last Tiger drive from the ledger, or strike that from the record if possible. But at least that's made the game a little more interesting and gives us something a little more to talk about here at halftime. Panthers are up 34-7. They score 5 unanswered touchdowns until that last one. And here's Scott with the stats.
All right, as you would expect, Panthers very dominant. 14 first downs, 13 rushes for 131 yards, 145 passing yards on 11 of 12 attempts. In fairness, most of that's been just the short shovels.
Sure.
They have not even thought about punting, I think, so far. No fumbles, only one penalty for 10 yards. Trotta leading the way, 8 carries, 89 yards, and a touchdown. He's now over 1,250 for the season. Elder, three catches, 59 yards. Rodriguez, 4 for 49 and a touchdown. Blevins, 1 for 30.
Awesome.
For Smithville, 5 first downs, all on that last
drive, right?
Yeah, they had none going into that. 13 rushes, 33 yards, 69 passing yards on 6 out of 10 attempts, no interceptions. They've punted 4 times for a 41.3 average. They've not lost a fumble or fumbled at all. They have 6 penalties for 46 yards. The quarterback, whose name I don't have on my roster, but
we don't either.
He is 7 for 25. Leading receiver is number 1, who's 2 for 42.
Do you have return yards?
Return yards, yeah, I have. It's 42 for Navarro, keeping in mind that kickoff yards don't count as return yards.
Yeah.
So it's all punting.
Yeah, it's all bad.
That would hurt my fantasy team.
I've had coaches ask me that a number of times. That's the rule, so I don't make them up.
I understand that. Here comes the Navarro Panther Band with the fight song over to the home stand. All right, so Scott, thoughts on the first half? Panthers come out very strong. Tigers show a little life there at the end of the first half.
I think, we talked about having a good first drive to kind of settle things down. I didn't think they were going to return the opening kickoff. That's even better. Turn that for a touchdown. But I think they're doing what they want to do. Coach Hill wants to keep them in their rhythm, keep getting better, keep doing what they're doing better. They've shown that in this half. I think they've had 5 different Panthers score a touchdown. A lot of different weapons getting involved. That's what you really like.
So let's count those off. I thought Trotty had 2 at one point. So Davison has 1, Trotty has 1, Elder has 1, Rodriguez has 1. Who's number 5?
Rodriguez. I can't. Sorry, Davidson. Both Davidsons.
Both Davidsons. There we go.
Yes.
Davidson had that touchdown catch in the end zone. That's right. That's 5 for the Panthers. So, gentlemen, looking at the second half, my first thought is let's get the clock to run very, very quickly. We had a pretty quick first half. Took a little over an hour, but I'd like to see that again. And just no injuries, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep doing what you're doing. Get some kids some playing times. We haven't had this many games like this year.
Right.
Get a look at some kids and see maybe who can help you. Hopefully on a playoff run.
Part of my goal on that is the playoff run. You got a big game now coming up next week. It looks like you're in position to be with Lago Vista next week. A chance, maybe not totally to control your destiny, but a chance to largely control your destiny next week with a win against Lago Vista. So, like you said, let's get some guys some time, preserve some legs, if you will, and we need to be looking ahead to this.
Keep in mind, Lago Vista's off this week.
Oh, they are. So they have a bye week.
So they got a little rest.
Hopefully they don't have like the Andy Reid bye week and the odds that usually come with that.
Yeah, I hope. In fact, Navarro for a long time had a pretty crazy record on off weeks, but or calling off.
What was that?
I couldn't get.
Was it positive?
For a while. Yes, very good.
Very good.
Very positive. Yeah, always good. But I mean, there were years when Navarro just had a good record of just about everything. But you're going to have them. I think the other thing you want to do is just think about Lago watching this and what you want to show them and don't want to show them.
Sure.
Coaches always kind of play that. A lot of times they'll tell you, we're thinking about this game, but no, they're looking ahead a little bit, and they're going to think about what surprises they'll have and what they want to maybe decoy.
And that's truly
Lago
a tightrope, especially entering this game. So you had the quick change this morning near lunch about, hey, now we're getting on the bus in 2 hours instead of 3 or 4 hours, right? And the normal routine is broken up. And so you don't want to, like Hank mentioned in the pregame, you don't want to look past this game. But we're humans, right? We know what's at stake next week. And so, like you said, it was so important to come in with that first score of the game and kind of sit everything down.
Yeah, and they did. And just keeping it what you building off what you got last week. They are looking confident, very confident team, and looking like they're at their peak right now, and that's exactly what you want going into these must-win
So,
games.
Scott, what can we talk about at this point? And if I'm putting the cart in front of the horse too much, you two guys pull me back here real quick, all right? But what can we start looking at Lago Vista at this point?
I don't know, because I've not been able to see them. I've been very surprised by them all season that they have not been stronger. I thought they'd win the district. I did.
Okay.
They had so much talent coming back. I've just got to think there's some injuries there. I can't say that yet. I got to do a little bit of digging before next week. But for them not to be performing better, they've been in a lot of tough games like Navarro, though. They have not been blown out by anyone, but they've lost the close ones. And so we'll learn about them. We'll see them next week. I'm sure they'll throw some new things in with their week off. But they've got us and then Wimberley, for their playoff hopes, back to back that they'll be, got to gear up for. So you just know they're just dangerous though, because you never know. Maybe they're getting healthy, or maybe they just are able to put it all together at the right time.
Well, and Hank and I were talking about this earlier. If you tuned in the post-game show a couple weeks ago, we talked about the realization in this district, there are 6 teams that probably have the ability to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And only 4 can go.
There's just not much separating them. I mean, as I mentioned, Lago's not been blown out by anybody, neither has Navarro. I guess they're in your 5th and 6th spots right now.
We have it up on our on the screen.
There are your district standings. Salado with a 3-0 district record. The Gerald Cougars, Wimberley Texans, with 1 loss each, and so does Gonzales have 1 loss. So that goes 3-1, 2-1, 2-1. Then you switch to the teams that get some more questionable. Lago at 1-3, Navarro at 1-3. You said Lago is off this week, and Navarro looks to be 2-3 in district entering next week. And that just shows you right there. Now, Smithville, as we're seeing tonight, not in the conversation for the playoffs. Man, this is just a really difficult district to handicap, no matter what you do here.
It really is. Usually, you kind of knew coming into the season this looked pretty tough, but usually a couple teams fall off. Teams you think would be good going in don't turn out to be so good. But everybody's at least solid in this district.
And that's what I'm looking at with Gonzales. Not necessarily falling off, but it looks like the tougher part of their schedule is toward the end.
Yeah. It's all at the end, and how they're going to be able to respond to that and pick themselves up, it's going to be a challenge.
Sure, and that program is improving. The question is, will it be this year or next year and the second half of their season? All right, Scott, you mentioned Trotty with 1,250 yards, crosses that mark. Is that correct?
1,256 now.
Where does that put him as far as season-long totals in comparison with others?
It's up there. We've had a lot of good backs there. So I was looking at those numbers tonight. For regular season, Eric Schleier in 2011 was 16-something. It was so that's still a little bit of reach to get there in the regular season. For both regular season and playoffs, Euro De Leon went over 2,000 in 2019. But he's getting up there. I've got him. I've got a ranking of them by I've written down everybody who's ever rushed for 1,000 yards for Navarro in a season. He's getting up there, maybe into the top 10 at least.
During the Rod Blunt era, was it too many running backs for someone to really take over those really high ranks, or did we have 1 or 2?
There was a little bit. I mean, Euler De Leon did. He was a single season leader, but he had a guy named Johnny Alegria there that was thunder and lightning. And De Leon, but De Leon was actually pretty fast too. He wouldn't like me be saying that, I think, but he was really he offered that, and then you had the extremely fast, probably the fastest running back we've ever had, in Johnny. So he had that balance, and so normally you had kind of a running back by committee. You had several. You had maybe one that would stand out a little bit, but it wasn't like the days when Schleier set that number in 2011. Sure. He just was fed the ball even more than Trotty. I don't think Trotty was anywhere near him for catches yet, gotcha. for carries yet. But it changed a little bit. And go back to Jacob Garcia, leading rusher in Navarro history from 2007 2009, first years of a slot T. Again, just fed the ball a lot. They did have a little speed at times to hit the outside, but it's a little different, the approach.
10-4.
Yeah.
All right. Scott will be back after the game. We'll wrap this one up, and we'll look ahead, hopefully, to Lago Vista, as long as this half goes as the first half has, and we can expect things to continue.
I would hope so. Nice smooth half, and get ready for next week.
Let's do it, sir. All right. So we'll take a break here on the Navarro Panther Network. We're going to come back about 2 minutes before the half is over, so we're going to take about a 5-6 minute break here. Get yourself some popcorn. Those of you at home that haven't made the trip, hope you enjoyed dinner and football at 6 p.m., and we'll be back after this on the Navarro Panther Network.
Tiger Band will be performing tomorrow at the Area Marching Band Contest at 11 a.m. in Pflugerville at the field. Good luck, Tiger Band, and also good luck to our Navarro Marching Band friends as they head to march tomorrow. Go Band!
Welcome back to Smithville, Texas at Smithville High School. Navarro Panthers up 34-7 as we get ready for the second half of district football action for the Panthers. Panthers well in control of this game. The only time the Tigers scored was the last drive of the first half to put those 7 points on the board. Before that, the Tigers had no first down, so the Panther defense playing well. The Panther band down near the Panthers right now will play some music when the Panthers come through that little fight song there, and the very stout-looking Panther on top of the Panther tunnel, if you will. All right, Hank Dietert has some scoring updates from around the district. Some of these games are important for you to know. Now, it's also important to know Lago Vista is not playing tonight. That's who the Panthers will play next week.
Right.
And so what will turn out to be a very pivotal game if this goes as it looks like it is.
Yeah, for them, they get that extra week, and that's going to make a whale of difference for them to prepare. And so, but as you were talking, we had a score at halftime. Salado Eagles are losing to Gerald by 1 point. It's 15-14 at halftime.
But Gerald went for the 2.
Yeah, I mean, wow. There we have it. If that plays out,
Gerald will have control of the district, I believe.
Gerald will have control of the district.
Because they will still be. They have. Remind me, 1 loss or 0 losses?
No, 1 loss.
So they have 1 loss. Salado has 1 loss.
No, we had the district standings. I remember Salado was the one who did not have a loss.
Did not have a loss. Okay,
so if this holds true, it could be a 3-way tie. Is what I was.
Well, that's right, because Wimberley plays Gonzales. I would expect Wimberley to win that game.
And there are your Panthers.
Your Panthers have entered the field for the second half, 1:08 until we kick off to begin the second half.
So now we have, Wimberley and Gonzales are just getting underway. We have no score on that one as they just started.
So they had the 7:30 start. We had the 6 p.m. start, trying to get everyone home before the weather turns a little ugly, probably after midnight.
And some other notable scores that I wanted to go over is that Seguin Matadors in the first quarter are leading 14-6 over Wagner Thunderbirds. And then you had the other score, local score, Ingram Moore is over Marion right now, 19-13 at halftime. So a close game there. Divine and Bandera Divine winning right now 7-0 early in the first quarter. And then another score that I was looking, is Cuero. I believe Cuero may be on their on a bye this week. I was looking for my Cuero. I always
understand.
Try to keep track, but
you got a lot of follow teams there, Mr. Henry.
Yeah. It's like you're looking at my app here. No, it's fine. No, I try to keep up with those that are in our region.
I do think you can take Austin Achieve off there if you need to.
Yeah. Well, that was from years past.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But like
those days are over.
Yeah. But looking at some of the Bandera Divine, those are teams that there's a possibility we could play in the first round of district play. So, because we play District 14, so it's 13-14 that goes against each other. Go ahead.
Crowell to kick away for the Panthers. He has the win largely at his back. I feel like I need to check this again. It may have shifted a little bit more to the east, but now Crowell will kick this away. The ball is pushed down to the sideline. It's off a Tiger's hand at the 15-yard line. Panthers get down and cover it quick. Hit the 15. I thought, that's a helmet. That's not a ball. The helmet's out of bounds.
Yeah.
And Smithville will take over 1st and 10 around the 20-yard line as we begin the second half. Now, Let's see if this gets interesting. Tigers took the ball on their last possession down and scored their first touchdown of the game. Also recorded their first 5 first downs of the game on that drive. Panthers, to maintain the tone, would like to get another 3 and out, and that's what they had on the first 4 drives of the first half.
Well, with the Panthers, and then the last drive was basically a Hail Mary just to throw it up. That was their last possession. But they had an opportunity after that. I believe it was a face mask that was called against the Smithville Tigers. So now Smithville Tigers take the field, and they're going to, they've got a long ways to go, Clay.
2 wide, Munson, Davis, and an unnamed receiver at the bottom of your screen. Play action to Gurley. Gurley was blocks out front of his quarterback, who keeps the ball and is out near first down yardage. Took the ball to the left side and able to keep his feet. Gets up and points for a first down. It does look like the Tigers will have that 10-yard gain, first down for Smithville.
Yeah, it's a combination of defensive, the defensive ends, and also, outside our linebackers and our corner, they're not containing the edges right now, and we have to play a little more aggressive and there was a couple of missed tackles there too, and we need to play aggressive here and stay fundamental.
We need to hit on points important for the second half. There's another QB keeper. They did play action to the left, and the quarterback comes to the right, picks up at least 5 on the carry. Looks like around 6, so second down and 4 coming up.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's real important here in this second half, Hank, like you said, to just do the fundamentals really well.
Yeah.
Do the tackling, stop the plays, keep the clock running, avoid the injuries.
Yeah, we're here on the visitors' time, and I agree with all those things. I agree with. But right now, we need to get this crowd fired up and get them going. I think we're too subtle here. I want to get up and yell.
And there's a sack. This time he goes nowhere. The initial Panther that was there was Lane Black, and it took about 3 others to bring down the Smithville quarterback. So second and about 3 becomes third and about 8.
Yeah, here's the replay on that. As Lane Black, they try to cut him, and he comes firing through. Good containment on the pocket by the other, staying in their lanes. Good defense.
You could, if you had the telestrator going, you could almost draw the lanes as a clinic.
Right.
How to stay in your lane there. That was well done.
Yeah, exactly.
Third and 8 for Smithville. Until the last drive, they had trouble completing passes. Here's a blitz coming in. Quarterback keep. He will run it. He has a first down and more. Hit hard around the 40-yard line.
Ooh.
Number 10 and number 22 for the Panthers were there. That was Corbin Bennis, and that was Braddock Galini, kind of on a sandwich tackle.
Yeah, well, Smithville's found something with their quarterback here. And the Panthers need to put a stop to it, if you're a Panther fan.
Panthers are getting a little too far up the field, opening up the middle of the field for the quarterback to run.
Right, and when you get off of your lanes, as we talked about just on the play before, that's what could happen.
So a bunch to the top of your screen. Quarterback rolls right, steps up, throws. It is dropped. Number 11 there. That was Trip Davis for the Tigers. Could not hang on to that. 2nd and 10 coming up. Ball still inside Tiger territory at the 41. So again, this game started at 6 o'clock. We were able to get all the cheerleaders, the dazzlers, the trainers, and the football team on their buses at about 2:15 today, and got them here early to beat the weather. It does look like it's coming. If you draw a line from Waco to Junction, there's a large batch of rain on the way. And another, Galini had him. He pulls out of it.
Oh, ball's out.
Ball's out. Panthers got that. It looked like a strip sack, basically.
Yeah, let's see if we have that
who's
one
with
on
the
replay.
ball? That's Braddock Galini with the ball. After Galini could not pull him down the first time, as the quarterback was trying to pull the ball up to throw, that's when it was stripped out of him. Panthers will take over.
Yeah, and our camera just started to focus on, but you see Galini down there, with the ball, and the strip and the recovery all in one. Right?
Well done. A little 2-in-1 deal there for Braddock Galini.
Yeah, you got to get big.
There you go. From the 36-yard line, the Panthers will take over 1st and 10. They have a 34-7 lead. And already getting himself set at the bottom of your screen with their receiver is Brody Zeller. The top of your screen is Rodriguez. Dylan Trotty is your setback. And Isidoro is your H-back. Davidson rolls right, sets up the throw. We'll have to hold it. Under pressure, he's sacked. Brought down by number 1 of the Tigers. He came from the backside, stayed in pursuit, and second and long coming up for the Panthers. That may be about a 6-yard loss.
Yeah, that's I would believe that's our biggest loss of the game thus far. So, it looked like there was a type of throwback screen that they were trying to set up, and Smithville snuffed it out, and they were covered on that end. I think it was to Evan Rodriguez.
And Rodriguez is at the top of your screen now. Here's Trotty on the run. Lots of room. Man, that offensive line gave him 5 yards before he was even near touched. And picks up about 10 on the carry to the 31-yard line, 9-yard gain. It was first down. Now it's second down and about 5 for the Panthers. I think this should be third down, Hank. I'm not sure why the down box is saying first.
I don't know if that's – I think they're just trying to get it to the right.
There we go. They're flipping to the third down. There we go. 3rd and 5 for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Top of the screen is Zeller. Galini on your right in the slot. Trotty, lots of room on the right side. Past the 30, inside the 25, down around the 22-yard line. Man, that offensive line is pushing the defense of Gonzales back 5 to 7 yards before anyone is getting close to a running back.
Yeah, I mean, when Smithville tries to come out to the, tries to get out to the outside, man, look at the blocking over here on the replay. And you look at
everyone,
Carlisle, and it's just.
I don't know if we can is there any way we could get back to the starting lineup and show these offensive linemen again?
That's actually what I was going to get to when I get a chance after this play.
Rodriguez and Zeller at the top. Little stack formation. That's Rodriguez in motion. Rodriguez with the toss. Inside the 20 on the right side. 15, 10, 5. Walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. Rodriguez skipping past the 5 to the 10. There's the jump with Coach Grubb. And the Panthers go up 40-7 with 7:08 remaining here in the third quarter.
Now, he cut it up that time now, and he was able to find the sideline and just skate, but look at the blocking. So
following the fumble from the Tigers, the first fumble turnover of the game, Crowell with the kick. It is up and maybe got inside the left crossbar. It is good. The Panthers, they left upright. Panthers take a 41-7 lead. 7:08 remain in the third quarter. The Navarro Panther Network will continue in a moment. Strouch, the director, says we are back from Smithville, Texas. And
how about these students, right?
Hey, you know what? I got them out of class early. They weren't upset about it.
I don't know, and I would hate to miss class. So.
Crowell with the win behind him gets a good kick, taken around the 9-yard line.
Yeah,
Coming left is Trip Davis. He is hit at the 25-yard line. Nice tackle, number 26 for the Panthers. Julius DeLeon on the tackle. So looking at the radar, our job tonight is to get everyone home before this rolls in. If you draw a line from Waco to Kingsland to Kerrville, there's a line of storms to the northwest of that. I like our odds of getting everyone home on time. That's why this game was moved up to 6 p.m. We know some other district games started at 7 and 7:30. And, Hank, let's go through the scores of those.
Yeah, I'm trying to get them updated. We have some at halftime, so there'll be a while. Wimberley up on Gonzales 7-0 with 7:25 remaining in that first quarter. Wimberley, they have a good chance to come in second, even first, depending on how it all plays out with Gerald and Salado. And Salado and Gerald still at halftime, 15-14. So those are the other two district scores. So.
First and 10 from the 26-yard line, Tigers. That's Trip Davis in motion from the bottom of your screen to your top. Now back in motion comes Davis. Then he's going to go into the backfield, and they're going to do a screen to Davis. He dropped the ball, and I kind of wondered about that. They are calling it incomplete. It would be interesting to know where exactly he was in the alignment with the quarterback. I thought he was behind him.
Now, when you look at that replay, I don't know if you can if you know how to go back. If we can go, all you have to do is hit the shuttle back and hit the jog button over there to the right. I'm sorry, I'm doing that on the air. But we'll that's for another lesson. That's for another lesson.
It's a legitimate question on that, where he was. Doesn't really matter now. Second and 10. Motion, back to pass. Lots of pressure up front. Nowhere to run. Oh, can they get him down? He broke one tackle. Galini wrapped him up and finally puts the quarterback on the ground. Galini was not letting go of that.
Wow.
That quarterback was going nowhere. I liked how the Panthers looked like Galini was spying a little bit on the quarterback there. 3rd and 12 coming up. We have 5 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Panthers up 41-7. Let's keep everyone well. Big game next week. Oh, also with that game next week, it's Halloween night, but we have a trunk or treat at 5:30. Lots of organizations will be there. We know it's Halloween, so bring the kids out and then stay for the game. That's Gurley in motion. That's Davis in motion. And back to pass under quick pressure. It's a screen. That's why. 32 with the catch. Look out. Past the 40. Out to the 43-yard line. Ball's out. Let's see who comes away with it. Panthers say they got it.
Let's see if we'll have that on replay too. But I'm going to look and see who comes up with it.
I'm going to say that was Stoney Billick with the ball, and the ball looks to remain with Smithville. They will have first down yardage.
Boy, it's
we're talking a little bit here about this.
It was real close. We can. I don't know if we have the ability just to scroll back a little bit and see if we can see that a little closer. So,
Panthers have the ball.
Yeah, they do have the ball.
The white hat has pointed the direction of the Panthers. And there's not much argument on either side of the field regarding the possession call. Panthers will take over their second turnover recovery of this half and of the game. They will have first and 10 from the Tiger 44-yard line with 5:14 remaining here in the third quarter. Those of you listening back home, if we can get an update on the volleyball game, that would be really, really great. That game was at 6 o'clock against Cuero there in the event center. The final home game of the year for the Lady Panthers. They have the playoffs on Thursday at Bandera versus Carrizo Springs, 6 p.m. Davidson, you hear him clapping up here. He will hand off. I think that's number 4 on the carry for the Panthers. And there's a flag that comes in around the 41. This may be coming back.
Yeah, they're going to go
a hold. Baker on the carry.
A hold against the Panthers on that one.
Oh, we'll do that one again.
Yeah.
We're 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Yeah, so have we got any word back from the volleyball scores?
We have not. We've made a call back home.
Well, maybe some of our Panther fans out there are still watching this.
We did not call ET, but we called the EC, the event center where the game took place.
Yeah.
So the penalty will move the Panthers back to their own 46-yard line, and first and 20 coming up for the Panthers.
Ooh, the wind kicked up there.
It has moved more out of the south at this point. Over 15 miles an hour was the last reading, courtesy WeatherMate.
Oh.
Ball's on the ground. No problem. Handoff Baker. He gets about 4 yards before he's hit in the middle of the field. Looks like we will spot this ball at the 48-yard line. A small pickup for the Panthers. 2nd and long. Due up.
Yeah, Chambers took the ball right up the gut, was looking to break through that first line of defense. Did a little, but the linebacker core for the Smithville Tigers did a pretty good job on that one.
Does look like the Panthers are working in some other players here with the 41-7 lead. 4 minutes remain in the third quarter. We are moving through this thing. That's Isaiah King at the top of your screen. Pass off the hands of Zeller. Now, throwing that pass right there is number 6. That's Eli Baker.
Yeah, it's not Davidson out there. It's like caught me a little off guard. I was just watching.
And like we talked about, I'm glad to see this. There are a couple of reasons. These guys need reps. These guys need time. It's a good time to do it. But also, you got a big game next week. So if you can get these guys an extra half to stay off their legs and prevent, make sure you come back fully healthy, it's a great opportunity. So Baker and Chambers in the backfield. That's in motion to King. King cuts it upfield past the 50, and he's got some legs. Out past the 45, and he was one tackle away from breaking that thing open. First down, Panthers.
Yeah, we were looking at it, and I was looking back and seeing that big hole develop.
He had a lot of green on the backside,
and they ran it just like you would a stretcher zone in the stretch zone.
So, excuse me.
Go ahead.
4th down, and that was not the first down yardage. We had the penalty.
4th down, and
so chance maybe for Baker to throw the ball here. Looks like 3 linebackers taking 2 steps forward there. I think we're going to get a timeout. Hill turns to the side judge. We have timeout, Panthers. And the Panthers, I believe, are going to kick this ball away. I saw Brody Zeller step off the sideline. 4th and 7. It's not unreasonable. 3 minutes and 17 seconds remain. We'll stay here. Let's talk about what's coming up for the Panthers. First of all, tomorrow, our band, they are going to the area round in the marching competition. 10 o'clock tomorrow. If you are anywhere near the junior high school, we're going to send off, as Hank would like to say. We're going to wave at the band as they head off to Corpus Christi. And we may be doing that from our cars and flashing lights and honking horns, depending on the weather situation.
As loud as you can.
That's exactly right. Because at 3:30 from Corpus Christi, Cal Allen, they will perform in that area contest. Thursday volleyball, they will be they're in the playoffs, and that will start at 6 p.m. on Thursday night at Bandera versus Carrizo Springs, round 1 by district for volleyball. Saturday, Lilia Flo will run at the state cross-country competition. We will send her off at the pep rally on Friday. By the way, Friday's a half day. It's Halloween day with a trunk or treat at 5:30. Kids get out of school at 1:55, trunk or treat at 5:30, kickoff at 7:30. Oh, by the way, that's against Lago Vista. That will be a big game.
Well, I'm sure glad we were able to pull this off tonight and get everything in such short notice.
Zeller with the kick. It will hit at the -1 yard line inside the end zone, goes out of bounds, touchback, and Smithville will take over. So we'll take a quick break on the Navarro Panther Network as we turn the ball over. 3:10 remain here in the third quarter. Panthers up 41-7. Navarro Panther Network will continue in a moment. Thank you, Director Strouch. It is 3:10 remaining in the fourth quarter. Panther fans cheer as the cheerleaders get the fans going a little bit here. We have 15 minutes and 10 seconds left of football here from Smithville.
I don't know if we can
the home cheerleaders, Tigers performing right now. Quarterback for the Tigers throws right and throws short. Looks like incomplete. On the intended receiver was number 5 for the Tigers. He tried to come back and sliding with the ball, cannot get it. There's the cheerleaders from Smithville. So 2nd and 10 coming up for Smithville. Clock stops at 3:04 remaining here in the third quarter. Panthers way up 41-7. Let's get that clock running, and let's keep everyone well. We got Lago Vista next week. Quarterback runs under pressure, big sack. Couple of Panthers there. That's number 37, Mason Harvey on. We'll probably get a half sack for that. Trying to get the number. Oh, yeah, it's Geipel is the other one on that. So half sacks for each one of them. They can share that sack. Passing to 40 in the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that was great, right? It's like, remember we were talking about we're not putting pressure on the quarterback. You know, we weren't running lanes. You talked about it as well, and that sort of thing. So
he really had nowhere to go. He went left, he met a Panther. He went right, he met a Panther. Passing 220.
Big play.
3 wide out to the top of the screen. Third and officially 18. Back to pass. Here comes Geipel again. Neither Panther can pull him down. There's Isaiah, and he's hit around the 15-yard line. Whistles blow. Don't throw him to the ground. There you go. Avoid the whistle.
Yeah,
last Panther on there was Luke Vogel.
Yeah.
And here's fourth down.
Fourth down would be punting.
Now, Hank, they're about to punt into a pretty stiff south wind. So the Panthers will definitely have good field position. Actually, Rodriguez, and it looks like Scott Kell are going to stand at the Tiger 40-yard line. I'm not sure it's going to make it that far.
Right.
Now, 3 wideouts for Smithville on the top of your screen, so look out for something weird. So they do kick it away. It's a line drive kick. Taken, or was going to be taken 45. Wisely lets it roll to the 45-yard line of the Panthers, and that's where the Panthers will take over. Still very good field position with 1:20 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been amazed with what the Panthers have been able to do. Let's see if we can get it on the oh, well, they're not cheering now. I was hoping we could get a shot at the cheerleaders here once they're cheering again, but in between. But right now, I think, you know, with the offensive line or what they're able to do and what they've done here in the last 2 games, especially in a Gonzales game, because Gonzales, you know, a good team coming in, and no doubt, I thought.
Well, they're one of the 6 that can find a way in the playoffs.
Yeah, they were 5-1 coming into that game, and I thought the Panthers' defense and did a great job, but the offensive line made that game.
Panthers with 2 wide at the top of your screen. Coming right, Chambers hits the 45 before being hit by a Tiger at the 47-yard line. Pickup of officially 2, second down and 8 for the Panthers. 1:09 remaining, third quarter.
Yeah, Wimberley up on the Apaches 14-0 right now in the second quarter with almost 9 minutes remaining, and that's actually, you know, I thought Wimberley would be up a little bit bigger on that, and but Gonzales playing tough, still in it. And then Salado and Gerald, it is 15 Gerald and 14 at halftime for Salado.
Not back from halftime.
Yeah, or at least they might be. We're just not getting the information.
Baker, hands off. Chambers, right side, past the 50, inside Tiger territory, the 47-yard line.
Yeah, and we got to see Chambers in that Forestville game, you know, the very first, and we've seen him a little bit here and there, able to be sprinkled in. And Chambers, though, we were talking about how he likes to run downhill. When we have seen him in, he really does a good job of running
a really
downhill.
Sleek running back, if you will. Can slide through little gaps.
Yeah, he makes himself thin. And when you're running back, that's a great thing to do. I thought Emmitt Smith was one of the best ever to do that. Even though he's a big body, wide body, there wasn't too many people that got a straight-on hit with him. He made himself small.
We have hit the end of the third quarter. Panthers are up 41-7. We're going to flip the sides of the field, and when we come back, the Panthers have 12 minutes before we hit the buses and head back home. This is the Navarro Panther Network. Navarro Panther football will continue in a moment. Smithville, Texas. Panthers on top, 41-7. We start the last 12 minutes of this game. Eli Baker, Chambers in the backfield. That's Isaiah King at the top of your screen for the Panthers. Panthers up again, 41-7. Next week, Lago Vista on Halloween night, 7:30 kickoff. That follows the 5:30 trunk or treat. Feel free to join us for that. Lots of organizations. That looked like.
Yeah,
I'm not sure who drew who off there. I saw movement on Smithville first.
First, yeah.
But then we jumped.
See if we have that one. I don't know if we have that on.
The headlines judge down here looked like he was pointing toward the Panthers.
Nope.
Third and it's officially 2 for the Panthers. Could become 3rd and 7 or could become a first down. Let's see how this plays out. Panthers are moving backwards at this time. Offsides against the Tigers. The Panthers will have a first down on the penalty. From the 47 to the 42-yard line. And a fresh set of downs for the Navarro Panthers. See Chambers there and Baker looking to the sideline for the next play. And the clock is running. Let's run this clock a lot. Hank, you might have to help me with this.
What?
There's a famous A&M coach that had the phrase "run clock run."
Oh, no.
Is that Sherrill?
It could be Jackie Sherrill, but I'm not quite sure.
We need that clock to run.
I mean,
here.
I'd have to have one of my of many Aggie buddies.
I bet we got some Aggies that can tune in on that. Timeout taken by the Panthers. Coach Hill takes off the headset, and we're going to have a little discussion over this. All right, so let's recap these things that you need to know that are going on this week at Navarro High School. First of all, band. Tomorrow at 10, we're going to wave and send them off as they head to Corpus Christi. They are in the area marching contest, and if they are 5 of the 25 performing tomorrow, they get selected to go to state, they'll go to state. First job is to make the top 10, and then that would get them in the area finals. That would be tomorrow evening, but they perform at 3:30 at Cal Allen in the prelims of that contest. Thursday night, we have volleyball in the playoffs. That's at 6 p.m. at Bandera versus Carrizo Springs. First round bi-district playoffs for our Lady Panthers. Thirdly, it's our football game. That's at 7:30 Friday night. And then Lilia Flo is at the state cross-country meet on Saturday. That's at Old Settlers Park in Round Rock, Texas.
Yeah, we had the district standings up while you were showing that so people get a better idea where everybody stands right now.
Snap goes almost Baker's head, pulls it down. Chambers runs to the right side, gets around the 40-yard line, and that will be good for about a 2-yard gain, and the clock will continue to run.
Well, this is a matter of, getting those guys that haven't been able to get as much playing time here and there, but as a unit. That's what, sometimes makes a huge difference.
And we're always hoping for a long playoff run, but you never know when these guys are going to make a difference in that, and you got to have them on the field.
Right.
Baker, Chambers, left side, off tackle, kind of off the center. Gets about 3 or 4 before he's met. Gets to the 37-yard line. Third down and about 5 for the Panthers.
Well, let's see if we can get them going here.
Panthers did charge down the field. 3 scores in the first quarter, 2 scores in the second quarter, another one here in the third. Smithville scored on their last drive of that second half. For their only score, Panthers have been able to shut them out for the remainder. You can probably hear the wind kick up pretty good here. Well, we did have a blip on the radar pop up to our south, according to this. So I do have a text in. Is Gene Stallings. Gene Stallings was the A&M. Thanks, Dad, for listening. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the Smithville. I'm going to try to get a number on that. That's a big guy with that. That could be Jose Soto on that interception. 56. That's Garrett Wilhelm, actually. The junior with the interception.
Here's the replay if we have it.
Tries to throw it.
Yeah,
hey, now that looked like a good tip drill, sir.
Yeah, that looked like a good tip drill. I was going to comment more on the student on the camera operator. Who's our camera operator, Clay?
Sir, tell me your name again. Huh? Cameron. Cameron's our camera operator.
All right. We got
Strauss, our director. We got these broadcast crew guys out a little bit early today to get here by 6.
We got Aiden and Chris, and not sure who the other.
Emery down there at the end.
All right, they're working the machine.
Bunch of good guys.
Replay machine.
Bo's here also.
Yeah.
Smithville will take a timeout. 9:53 remain here in the fourth quarter, and let's do the same. We'll come back on the Navarro Panther Network. 9:53 remain, fourth quarter. Panthers up 41-7. The Navarro Panther Network will continue in a moment. Panthers commit a turnover on the interception. The Smithville Tigers take over at their own 37-yard line, 1st and 10. I'd just like to point out that the person that texted in the Gene Stallings answer is a Texas Tech grad. So, Aggies, where are you? There's about a 7-yard carry for the Tigers to the left side of the field, across the left hash, out past the 40-yard line to the 42.5 yard line. 2nd down and about 4 coming up for the Tigers.
And we're going to have a real abbreviated post-game show we were talking about, and that way we can get the equipment and everything out of here before
Absolutely.
it decides to rain.
Probably have just 3 or 4 questions for Kibby, and then we'll get off.
All right. If he can get, because remember he has that calculated.
Now the abacus is over there.
Yeah. Well, we'll let the kid see the replays and just run those if we have to take down the cameras.
Pressure on the interior. Quarterback keeps, gets around the 45 to the 50. And again, Smithville has found something in their quarterback and his legs. 1st down, Tigers. Crosses midfield.
Yeah, and what way he does it by getting to the outside and then using his, using the defenders against it that are defensive backs following the players, because as we see the Panthers are coached to play the player first, when they're covering in coverage, and that gives the opportunity for a quarterback to run all right behind him because they're not looking back.
Davis in motion, quarterback keep, throws high, incomplete to number 1, the large-looking tight end. Has a very tight end build, probably about 6 feet tall. 8 minutes, 32 seconds remain in this contest. Panthers up 41-7. 2nd down and 10 for the Tigers.
Gerald up now in the third quarter with 8:22 remaining in the third quarter, 22-14 over Salado right now.
Okay, and important to watch those standings. If we get those standings back at some point, we need to keep you aware of that. Critical game next week for the Panthers at home against Lago Vista on Friday night at 7:30. Back to pass, though, is almost intercepted. Got it. Almost intercepted. And down the line on the left side walks the dog in the end zone for the touchdown. That is number 12 for the Tigers, who's unnamed on the roster. It was almost intercepted, and then it was tipped by the receiver, and then he pulls it down for the touchdown.
Yeah, and we see on the replay, we'll see right at that point, taking a gamble. And when you take a gamble like that, sometimes it goes against you.
41-13, extra point will be kicked by John Perryman. He's listed as the middle linebacker and the center. He does not have a K next to his name, but he's about to kick this extra point. It's dropped, so it's going to be a 2-point conversion. Back to pass. The throw in the end zone is overthrown. It is no good. The extra point turn 2-point conversion falls short for the Smithville Tigers. It is 41-13, 8:24 remain in the fourth quarter. Navarro Panther Network will continue in a moment. Back from Smithville, Panthers up 41-13. Smithville to kick it away. Their second touchdown of the night on the long reception, about 45 yards. There's our Panthers cheerleaders. You see them there at the bottom of your screen. We do have news from the Event Center. Panther volleyball sweeps Cuero in 3 games. They also swept them at their place, so the sweep of Cuero is complete. Lady Panthers in the season with a win, and the ball has been blown off the tee. Not
haven't
surprised.
we learned already?
Wind very stiff, more so out of the south now, gusting around 20 miles an hour, enough that's making a difference here in this relatively open field. It falls off again, which means we should have someone come and hold the ball now, as we do.
Yeah. And
number 25, Dalton Ellis, draws the short straw.
Way back in the distance, you could see a cloud burst of and saw some lightning.
According to Rain Aware, let's see how far away that is. That's way north of Austin and Kingsland still.
Yeah, it's way back there, though.
Rodriguez from the 15 picks up the ball, comes to the left side, out to past the 30, cuts back the field, hit from behind. Gets about the 31-yard line. The Panthers take over with 8:16 remaining in the ball game. Coach Hill with his hands up, gets his offense over to him at around the 26-yard line. I'm sure we will see the same crew we've seen. I see Rodriguez coming back to the sideline, Eli Baker, some more Chambers coming up.
Yep. So now let's see if the Panthers can get that one back. You know, I'm sure this group is saying, let's get this one back. You know, let's get that touchdown back.
Absolutely. Regardless, you want to come out and, well, as Jimmy Johnson would say, they still had a team on the field. We had to go play them.
That's right.
8:16 remaining, fourth quarter.
Was that the last Super Bowl? No, I'm just showing that.
How long ago was that, Hank? I almost can't remember.
I mean, when Jimmy, not the last Super Bowl, but Jimmy Johnson.
Chambers off the right side, or off tackle, gets about 3 yards on the play. Clock will continue to run. Coming up on 8 minutes remaining. Second down. It looks like about 6 for the Panthers. Panthers look over to the sideline to get the play.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a windy night in general, but man, at times and it seems like I talk about this at every broadcast.
Well,
the wind has been really
You can see
kicking.
it in our camera there.
Yeah.
That's not from the stands jumping up and down.
Yeah.
Chambers comes left, tries to get to the outside. He's met by number 34 for Gerald. We're going to call that Stony Biddick. That's the closest number on the roster that we can come up with. So to the 35-yard line, no gain on the play. Panthers will face third and about 6. It says officially 7. That is not 7 yards where that down box is.
Right.
Bottom line, clock still running. The goal is to get every Panther on that bus injury-free. Lago Vista next week at 7:30 p.m. And Lago Vista is off this week. So they have the bye week, and we'll have another week to study the film. Look out. A lot of Panthers moving there at once. And timeout, Coach Hill. He's trying to get upset. Now, this is what we talked about.
Yeah.
This is good that they're getting out there. They're working on getting the right spots. Because if you make a long playoff run, you're almost guaranteed someone's going to have to step up at some point and make a play and step in, be that next man up.
We've already seen it this year. I mean, we saw Carlisle that went out, one of the linemen, and we've seen we've seen some others go in and out, and they were able to have others pick up and step up in their position. So we're seeing that already. But when you're in that playoff run, it's critical. You got to be ready to go.
Well, every play is magnified.
Oh,
it's
God,
so much more important.
Yeah, and that would have been a good time to bring up the district standings, and I'm over here just jetting away.
We will have another opportunity to do that very soon, and we should update you on those scores as soon as we can. It's getting down to critical mass. After this, there's 2 weeks left in district play. Panthers have one more game, and we'll have the bye week in the final week of district play. Baker claps, gets the ball, tossed to Chambers. He's in trouble. He's pushed out of bounds at around the 27-yard line. Whoa, was he? I'm not sure he was really out of bounds till now.
Yeah.
Chambers walked a tightrope to get about a yard on the play. 4th down coming up. 4th and still 6. Brody Zeller is on the field, and he will take the walk down the hash.
Yeah, we only have one camera operation, too, so if you're wondering, we don't have.
So we did come with kind of what we call a skinny setup, if you will, tonight, knowing that there was a chance we were going to have to pack up quick and get in the vans.
So, yeah, we streamlined it a little bit.
Zeller to kick it away. Good line drive kick. Hits around the 40 and bounces backwards. And that hit a Tiger. We'll see who has it hit number 32.
The question is going to be did it hit a Panther first? So if it is, it's dead. It doesn't matter if it touches a Tiger after that. So let's see if we have that
the referees are not discussing this at all.
Yeah, I mean, are they giving it to the Panthers?
No,
or
I don't think so.
Yeah, so that's why I felt like it hit the Panther first. So, and we might be able to see it here as it goes right. Our little screen is a little jumpy here, but and still Smithville fell on it as well. So I mean,
they recovered no matter what.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
5:47 remaining in the game. Panthers up 41-13. Of course, we loaded up the buses about an hour and a half earlier to play this game at 6 o'clock versus the 7. The other district game started at 7 and 7:30 ahead of the weather.
Yeah, watch this power right here.
Number 20 on the carry for the Tigers. He's still on his feet, still churning. Takes about 4 Panthers to finally pull him down. On the carry was Justin Gurley for the Tigers. He is awarded 3 yards on the carry. Gets out to around the 38, 37-yard line. 2nd and 7 coming up.
And I was trying to show and illustrate it. Watch the power. You got the 2 backs. Sometimes you'll have a back come over and slide in and trap on the backside, and which you saw there.
Clock running, 5:15.
Oh, somebody's. I don't think there's something is going. Somehow somebody hacks into these apps. Have you ever seen that happen?
Have not. But Gurley on that carry there was met in the backfield and is able to get past the line of scrimmage for about a 3-yard gain. So 3rd down and 3 coming up for the Tigers.
Well, Marion's still trailing Ingram 33-26. They're not in our district and not have to worry about them. They're a 3A school, so. But still want people out there to know the score. Right now it's just 14-6. Gonzalez, made a score right before
against Wimberley.
Yeah, well, it's not quite at half yet.
Quarterback keeps it. He's pulled down. We'll try to see who that is that had his arms around him. Once he turns, can we see the back, number 13 for the Panthers? That's Luke Vogel. Would not let go of the ankles of the Smithville quarterback.
Unless there was some, usual scoring, but the numbers I see here,
I don't think it's 67-41 Salado. So 4th down and 3 for the Tigers. Tigers were set. Now they're looking at the sideline for the play. Play clock's at 13. Play clock at 10. Snaps the ball. Quarterback coming right. He needs 3 yards. He has it. Out past the 50. Look out to the 45, to the 40, to the 30-yard line. Not letting go was Chambers, and he could not hang on. Touchdown, Smithville. And that has been their most success of the night. Their quarterback has found something with his legs.
Yeah, I mean, quarterback has tonight has really stepped it up for Smithville. So that's Smithville getting 3 scores on the Panthers, but for the predominantly against the backup squad. But
we should have asked Scott Kibbe, is there a point implication tonight?
I don't know. Normally it's only between the teams that are tied that you look at it. If there is going to be a tie, and I don't see it. I see a 3-way tie for first, but I don't see
a tie with Smithville for the 4th slot at this point.
Right. And I don't see Panthers. Yeah, exactly. But I don't see the Panthers in a tie unless it's, a very unusual situation that could
Smith
happen.
for 2. King goes out to cover the guy on the left. Quarterback dumps it. Number 1 is there, and the 2-point conversion is good for the Tigers. Score will move to 41-21. Panthers up 20 with 3:37 remaining in this game, and we'll step aside for just a second. Navarro Panther football will continue in a moment.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Thank you, Director Strouch, as we get ready for the last 3 minutes and 37 seconds of this contest. Panthers have the hands team on the field. It is 41-21, so it's a 3-score game with 3 minutes remaining.
Well, I've seen different scores on this, Salado, Gerald, and so I'm not going to say it's credible, but it shows 29.
That's a lot more reasonable, sir.
Yeah, Salado 29 and Gerald 14.
It's not 67-41, or something, 66-41.
But Gerald had, I thought, 8 in the first quarter and then got 7. They had 15, so now I don't know why it's showing 14. So that's why I'm not saying that's credible at this point.
Wind blows the ball off the tee again. We'll see if it can wait until we get this ball kicked. Timeout for Smithville. They'll take that quick timeout. 3:37 remains in this game. All right, let's recap a couple of things. If you haven't heard enough of it, I want you there at 10 a.m. at the high school.
10 a.m.
Actually, in front of the junior high.
And I'll show the district standings.
Okay, let's do that first. Just go over the district standings, Hank. Recap that and what this game means to that.
And you could see that, with Salado, if Salado wins, Salado can win out the district for the most part. They've already beat Wimberley. They've already beat us. So they're pretty much would be in the driver's seat. But Gerald right there, if Gerald comes back, wins their game against Salado tonight, then there's a possibility if Wimberley wins out, and Wimberley's playing Gonzales right now, so Wimberley can end up knocking Gonzales down.
And as you look at these standings, with Lago only having 1 district win, next week is just incredibly huge.
Oh, it's huge. For us, it's our playoff livelihood. If we don't win that next week, we won't have any chance. And we got to hope Gonzales loses every.
And Gonzales' schedule and the rest of the way out is the more difficult side of the district.
Right. So they have 2 more games because they had already had their bye. So they'll have 2 more weeks. We only have 1 more week left.
That's correct. And then we have to hold our breath for 1 week.
Okay.
So we're trying again, the ball blowing off the tee once again. I'm sure we may have to have someone hold this soon. And then it goes again. Panthers with the hands team on the field. For those of you that don't know, the hands team is for the onside kick. Panthers with 1 deep man waiting at the 20-yard line. 3 other guys between the 45 and 40, and the other rest between the 45 and 50.
Yeah, it was backwards.
It's 29-14, Gerald over Salado.
Yeah,
29-14.
And the third time, someone's going to have to hold the ball now. Which actually is really difficult when you're anticipating an onside kick, because you need every guy to go get the ball. Now we're going to try it again, so let's see what happens here. Here's the onside kick. It is well done. And, he's got it. Look out. He's off to the end zone. 15, 10, touchdown. You cannot design an onside kick better than that. Coach Hill is arguing that he touched it a yard early. We would need to see that on the replay to find out for sure. Regardless, it looks like a touchdown right now for Smithville. It's 41-27.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go back and we'll see if we can go back and jog back a little bit on that.
So, Hank,
see if we can see in the line, but you can't. My understanding is you can't. I didn't think you can advance it, but I could be wrong.
Well, we'll find out here, and I was going to turn you on the rules thing. I know that, so if a quarterback is throwing a football, if any part of his body is behind the forward pass, it counts.
Right.
So what's the rule on touching the onside kick? Does your whole body have to be past the 10 yards?
The ball.
The ball has to be past the 10 yards.
The ball has to be past the goal line. If it touches the goal line, it's the same thing.
So we're coming back here for something.
So it's not the player. I mean, if the player does touch before the ball crosses that 10 yards, I don't know if we have it ready on replay to show it right as he touches the ball.
The Smithville head coach is doing a couple of jumps and is having a lively discussion on the field with the referees regarding this. So I'm interested in the explanation of why this all of a sudden is a re-kick without any kind of penalty on the field. Because if you touch the ball too early, it's done. That's where the ball is. Here's the replay again, and this is the end of it. So many unhappy calls. It's the Panthers' ball. So where the ball was touched at the 49-yard line is where the Panthers will take over. The ball was touched 1 yard early. And it will be Panther football because it was touched illegally within 1 yard. Three minutes, 29 seconds remaining. I'm a little curious as to how this will be taken for the rest 3 minutes and 29 seconds. After the ball is called back. So Austin Davidson is back at quarterback. Dylan Trotty is your tailback. Rodriguez is your receiver at the bottom of the screen. As it's 41-21. It's a 20-point game with 3:29 remaining. Trotty comes left, has room to the 45. He pulled out of bounds at the 44-yard line, so pick up a 6 for the Panthers. Second down. Clock running, 3:15. There is one timeout remaining for Smithville, according to the scoreboard.
Stop it there. Stop. Just don't turn. Don't touch any other button.
And here, real quick,
Panthers break the huddle.
We were just showing.
We have stopped it.
Yeah,
very good. Well done. Well done, NPN.
Okay.
And that shows it was a yard short. Trotty, lots of room on the right side. Past the 40. And, boy, he's pulled down by the face mask at the 35. Flag comes in. And that will be another 15 yards there, and a little jawing going on between the two teams here. Not surprised tensions rose a little bit after that onside kick was called back. Austin Davidson points to the 15 yards that the Panthers are about to get. And that will be moved from around the 35-yard line, 33 maybe. Another additional 15 yards puts the Panthers down inside the 25.
As long as he has the line.
Looks like the head linesman is lining up at the 19-yard line, 1st and 10 Panthers. Clock is running again now that the chains are set. Coming up on 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the game. Panthers have put the starting lineup back out on the field as this is a 20-point game at this point.
Yeah, I'm sorry I've been in and out here. We're
all right. Hey,
learning the replay.
I'm enjoying the technical work. Well done, guys. Trotty on the right side. Comes up the numbers from the 20. Down to the 10. And looks like he may have broken in the end zone near the pylon.
Is it?
I have not seen it official. There it is. Touchdown, Panthers. Dylan Trotty says, put an exclamation on this game. Panthers making it clear here at the end.
Yeah, you got to start thinking about player of the game, or we do, I should say. And this is going to be a tough one this week.
Elder, Trotty, all need to be in the conversation.
Yeah, I mean,
offensive line.
Yeah.
Can we do like they do on Thanksgiving and give a turkey leg to the offensive line or something?
I would say that would be a good choice.
Kick is up, and the kick is good. The Panthers have retaken a 4-score lead. It's 48-21, 2:11 remaining in this contest. We will step aside on the Navarro Panther Network. 2:11 left. Navarro Panther football will continue in a moment. Welcome back to Smithville, Texas. Smithville High School. Panthers up 48-21. Smithville showing a little life here in the second half, but Panthers put a little damper on the comeback with a Dylan Trotty touchdown run from about 20 yards out. 2:11 remain in this game. Crowell will kick off into the wind.
And we do show the offensive line.
Here's the offensive line. Candidates for players of the game right there. Blowing open a lot of holes. Ball taken around the 21-yard line. Gets to the outside, up the line. Knocked out of bounds. We'll try to get a number on that one. Number 26 for the Panthers on the tackle. That's Julius De Leon, the defensive back, with the special teams tackle. 2:07 now left in this contest, 48-21. We'll see what Smithville does here to capitalize on the last 2:07.
Yeah, so I think, two players have been really the big part of that. You know, that's number one and then number two.
There you go, right?
For Smithville. You watch those two guys. Those two guys have played lights out tonight. And so, even though they're losing big, they still show a lot of fight.
There lots of fight. Now 4 wide. It looks like they're going to screen. Moves the shoulders. Now runs the ball. The quarterback does for the Tigers. Gets out to around the 37-yard line. Second down coming up. Extra whistles, reminding the guys to get up and get back to where they need to go. 2 minutes. We have hit the 2-minute warning.
Yep.
48-21. The new 2-minute warning in high school, Mr. Haynes.
Yeah, they call it a 2-minute timeout. I don't know, but for both teams,
right?
But it's a 2-minute warning.
It's a 2-minute warning. It will always be the 2-minute warning to me.
You and out of both. I was like, well, okay. Well, we'll call it what it is. I mean, so we'll have the say that we'll have after this our abbreviated show, and so our post-game show, that is, and we'll go over our player of the game or players of the game, hint hint. So so we'll go from there. And
if Scott Kibbe can get the slide rule up and running quickly, we'll also get him in here.
Yeah,
to discuss a couple of notes as we get ready for a big game next week. 7:30 at Irwin Lead Field. Panthers will take on Lago Vista in a game that will potentially dictate the playoff future for the Panthers.
Right. Based on what happens, and right now Salado has made it a little closer. 29-22 is the score starting in the fourth quarter. Gerald's over Salado right now.
Empty backfield now for the Tigers. 5 wide outs. Back to pass. Under pressure. Spins up, now runs. And slips around the 38-yard line. Falls past the 40. He'll be marked at the 40-yard line. 3rd down and 5 coming up for the Tigers.
And then with the Wimberley and Gonzalez game. It is at half, and Wembley kicks a field goal to end the halftime at 17-6 right now, halftime in Gonzalez, Texas. Wembley
Stiletto and Gerald are going to the fourth quarter.
Yep, they're going in the fourth quarter. Boy, they might have started a little bit early too.
Maybe 6:45. There's Gurley. One hands the ball past the 40 to the 45, past the 50. Into Panther territory and marked out of bounds around the 45-yard line. Gives the 44 to him, actually. First down, Tigers. One-handed catch there by Justin Gurley.
Yeah, I think that, it was fascinating to see him in one-handed catch, and but the ability to accelerate, and he showed his acceleration.
There's some acceleration there too. This is not a slinky running back. Gurley out to the side, shows his hands, and we got a sack. Down goes the quarterback, and that's Lane Black, who will get credit for that sack. Clock runs 45 seconds, 44. We probably have one more snap. I hear whistles. Timeout taken by Smithville with 42 seconds left.
So here's the play. Lane Black, you see, comes in.
Basically pushes his offensive lineman back.
Yeah, he comes in what they call a bull rush and is able to get. If you get him on the heels, then you
Well, you talk about the get under the pads, right?
Yeah, you get under the pads. That's for sure.
42 seconds left. I want to thank the broadcast crew again for what you guys did. I know you weren't too upset about getting out of class a little bit early to get on the road and get here for the game. Director Stroud smiling at me on that. Yeah, y'all missed 7th period, I know. We'll make that up next week. So we were able to get thanks to the coaches that drove the band and cheerleaders here tonight.
I was wondering. I saw the band trailer, saw buses here early. I was like,
we pulled out every CDL we had to get them here. And the transportation department sent 2 bus drivers over to get the band back early because they have that competition tomorrow. So took the whole team, teachers that covered classes today that we weren't expecting. We appreciate everyone back home for all that work. Back to pass. Smithville quarterback steps up, throws across the middle, incomplete and long. Intended receiver is number 1 for the Tigers. Ball falls beyond his reach. Covering for the Panthers was number 8, Hudson Jenner. 36 seconds remaining.
Had a little bit of pressure, and he couldn't quite get the ball arm to come over to get the ball more on a rope. He got a little more air than he wanted because he had to short arm it just a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. I was kind of wondering what was happening when he had to step up in the pocket, how he's going to handle the pass.
Right.
So we go 3 wide outs at the bottom of your screen. If the clock runs, this could be the last play of the game. Panthers up 48-21, looking for their 2nd district win. Back to pass, sets up, throws. Gurley is there, drops the ball, incomplete, and there's a flag right in the middle of the field. The Panther getting up with his hands in the air is Chandler Johnson, and I don't know if he's like, hey, he was holding me, or I didn't do it. I don't know which one it's going to be yet with 31 seconds left.
So let's see what the call is, if we can find the white hat there, yeah. So they're having a long discussion. Is it worth it? No, I'm just joking. I want to go home now.
This may be. Where are you stopping on the way home, man?
Where are you having supper at?
That's right.
Where are you going to pick up
Dairy
food?
Queen's down the road.
Okay. Maybe they figured out where they're going to eat now. And
holding against Smithville is the call.
And it'd probably be. I would have thought it would be decline and keep.
Yeah, and they're looking over to Coach Hill, and they have declined the penalty.
Yeah.
So the ball will stay where it is. It'll be 4th and about 13 for Smithville. 31 seconds remaining in the contest.
Don't give them too many opportunities either. If you do that, so it's 4th down, and this is probably the last hurrah, because if they don't make this, or if they do make it, they may get another couple of plays
Panthers
out.
may have to call the victory formation for 1 snap.
Yeah, nobody has time. I don't think anybody has timeouts remaining.
Not according to the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Smithville does keep their offense on the field. 3 wide at the bottom of your screen. Gurley, the tailback. Sets to the left offset of the quarterback. to pass. Gurley blocks, goes long. The pass is tipped and caught at the 15-yard line. Walks into the end zone. Touchdown.
Yeah, two Panthers fighting over the ball.
Man.
If they would, one said, "I got it." You know, the old baseball call out in the outfield. I got it. But that wasn't the case. So here's the replay as we see going back.
Here's your tip. Catch, touchdown. Yeah. All right, 23 seconds left, 48-27. The Tigers will try to make this a 20-point game on the books. It may be a 20-point game right now, but the Panthers were really in control of this game early. Jumped out to a 34-0 lead before the Tigers were able to hit the board before the end of the first half. Putting up 20 points here so far in the second half.
Yeah, if I can understand if it was your first team, you'd be really concerned. But using some of the players you want to develop.
I don't know why they just didn't give that ball to Gurley there. Gurley had an open hole on the left side, but the quarterback throws incomplete. Flag in the middle of the field. It looks like somebody holding. The referee has already turned to the press box and has said no good.
Yeah, Jenner caught it in the got the interception on the 2-point try there, and so
the holding will be negated no matter what.
Yeah, either way. Yeah.
So we are down to 23 seconds remaining in this game. The Smithville Tigers will kick it off. Panthers will get the ball and will probably call our favorite formation, the victory formation here in just a second. Hank, do we have any other updates on the district scores?
Yeah, I was looking back to see if I could find any other updates, and right now it's a tight one in Gerald, Texas. Why Salado has scored again, and they've tied it 29-29 right now with 6:50 remaining. Now, does Salado go in another overtime game? Remember, they went in an overtime game with Wimberley, and won that in overtime. So, are they going to go overtime? With Gerald, that's
very,
an amazing
very
game.
emblematic of the. Well, we talked about the parity and the closeness of these teams in the district.
Right. Yeah,
we played two close games against Salado. We played this close game against Wimberley, close game against Salado, and just couldn't come in over top.
Wimberley, I always feel like we should have won that one for sure because we just had one call right towards the end that goes against
the questionable pass interference.
Right, exactly. And so other than that,
you're at Wimberley, which may remove some questions.
Oh, we just we'll see.
48-27, 23 seconds left in this contest from Smithville. Here's the kick. It's an onside kick. This ball bounces again. Well done by the Smithville kicker. Now this one is past 10 yards. Smithville has the ball. With 21 seconds left, they'll take over at the Panther 49-yard line. I feel good that there's only 21 seconds left in this game. Panthers with a 21-point lead.
Slow the speed down.
The Smithville kicker doing an onside kick clinic, if you will, here in the last couple of minutes of this game. Making the ball bounce exactly how you'd want it to work if you're doing an onside kick. So we'll see the Smithville offense for just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And they are back on the field with everyone. They're going to have to score quick if they want to have any kind of shot at another onside kick. 3 wideouts at the top of your screen, 1 at the bottom. Rolls right. They're going to do a flip. Trying to keep the ball moving. That's number 12 with the carry. He's out past the 40, inside the 40-yard line, where he's finally pulled down by the Panthers.
Did he get the first to stop the clock? I don't think he did.
No, they can't really stop the clock. Here's the pass, spike, 4 seconds left, 48-27. And you figure you might just go ahead and heave one down the field maybe, or do the old hook and ladder.
Well, you got to give Smithville credit on their onsides. Their kicker has really
I know I've called it a clinic. I'm trying not to be cliche about it, but those were 2 very good onside kicks. Panthers moving the defense back to keep the Tigers out of the end zone. Rodriguez, Elder, and another Panther that we can't make the number out of right now. All are standing at the 5-yard line protecting the end zone. You can hear that wind behind us. Smithville sets up the pass. The short pass, there's Gurley. He hit the 35, brought down. That should end the game. Clock just now starts running. 2-1. That's your ball game. 48-27. Panthers hold on in nice fashion to Smithville. They have now 2 district wins. And next week is set up against Lago Vista. We will take a quick break on the Navarro Panther Network. The postgame show is next. Panthers win 48-27. Navarro Panther football will continue in a moment. Welcome back to Smithville, Texas, abbreviated postgame show now on the Navarro Panther Network. Panthers win. They took the scoreboard off already, Hank. I believe it was 47, 48, 27, 48, 27 for the Panthers. A little deceiving on the scoreboard, if you will, as far as the game feeling a little close there at the end. Panthers scored 35 points in the first half of the game before Smithville even scored their first down of the game. The Tigers scored with about 1 minute left in the first half. That made it 34-7 when we went to half. Now, Smithville puts up 21 points in the second half. Panthers were able to score at least 3 or 4 more touchdowns there in the second half to get that win. And you said it was 48-27, so Panthers were able to keep pace. Now, if we just take the second half, it looks a little more interesting. But there was really not much question about who was in control of this game.
Yeah, I mean, from the start, Elder, on a big kickoff return right away,
75
takes
yards.
it to the house on 75 yards. And then you have, the Panthers just being able to move the ball at will with Trotty, with Evan Rodriguez, Davidson, Elder. I mean, we had this time we had more than just a one-back look. Yeah, we had Chambers. We had several different backs and several different players that were really involved. And I thought it all starts with the offensive line. So
they made every running back look good tonight.
Yeah, I mean, like we were saying, Trotty had enough time to survey the field, as he's running to look, okay, he's over here. I mean, literally, that's what it looked like. He was going out and checking that out. So
PFF hasn't had a chance to break down this tape yet, but I would like to know what the average distance was before a Navarro Panther running back was even touched or first contact was made by anyone,
Right.
by anyone on the defense. I'm going to say it was at least 5 or 6 yards before they even had any kind of competition. And so that's why when you break down your possible players of the game, you got Trotty. I would think Elder needs to be in that conversation with his return and how he took over the game in the first half. But, Hank, that offensive line stood out tonight over and over again.
Yeah, it did, and that's it. You can, the offensive line was the reason
the
that
catalyst.
we saw. Yeah, I mean they're the catalyst. It starts with the offensive line and it finishes with the offensive line. So here we got Scott Kibbe, as you're seeing us on camera live. So
Scott Kibbe is going to join us. We're going to talk to him about some stats in just a second.
We can
and
get Scott
we
Kibbe
will
in the
step
camera.
aside and get these kids and everyone back home safely. Welcome, Scott.
Okay, let's get him in here.
Yeah, that's right. Get the audio. There we go. Scott, you were able to hang on to your sheet with the wind over there. That's well done, sir. You're definitely a pro. You've done this outside many times. So welcome in. So let's just kind of cover the stats for us. What do you got?
All right, Panthers, 19 first downs, 27 rushes, 198, passing 178, 13 out of 16.
Did you say 198 real quick?
198 rushing.
Okay, rushing. Okay.
And 178 passing.
178, still very good.
13 out of 16 with 1 interception, 1 punt, 41 yards, no fumbles, 2 penalties for 20 yards. Trotty ended up 13 carries, 141 yards. That gets him over 1,300 for the season.
Tally keeps going up.
It sure does. Davidson, 2 for 19. Rodriguez, 5 catches, 71 yards, and 2 touchdowns tonight. Smithville, 13 first downs, 31 rushes for 135 yards, 201 passing yards on 11 out of 22, no interceptions. Five punts for 46-yard average, 1 fumble, and they lost it. 7 penalties, 61 yards. Johnson leading the way, the quarterback, with 21 carries, 107 yards, and a touchdown.
107 yards for their quarterback. Okay, they found something in the second half that worked for them with him.
They did. They started to find some openings. Saw that was second team when the second team came in. But yeah, got a little momentum. Got a little something working well, and when you're struggling the way they have, anything you get to build on something positive for next week, you'll take.
Yeah.
So Hank and I, there's that offensive line for the Panthers: Melton, Ledesma, Risky, Carlisle, Pugh. They opened some holes. Now, Scott, you weren't part of this conversation, but Hank and I have named them the players of the game for how many 198 yards on the ground for the Panthers tonight. What case would you have made, let's say, for a Trotty or an Elder in that conversation?
I mean, certainly for Elder that he kicked the game, started the game off the way he did.
That was real
his
close.
Explosiveness. I mean, it was probably the best game he's had. Trotty's just Trotty. you can say things getting it from him every single week. You almost just get not bored, but I guess it's just not. It doesn't seem as exciting because you expect him to go for a lot of yards. But he's the one. He's the one that's all going rotating around. Everybody's looking for him, and he's still managing to get the big yards. But that line does have a lot to do with that.
So we've had now 2 very good games, offensively, defensively for the Panthers. What stands out to you in that as you look at Lago Vista next week?
I think the confidence that they have going into that right now, that it's starting to click. You can see, we talk about the line, and Coach Ol's talked about this a lot, that line is getting it. They're catching on to what they're wanting in the scheme, what they're supposed to do, their keys, and as he talked about last week, when you're confident, you react fast. And
Absolutely.
You've got to be fast. If you're sitting there wondering, what is this?
Well, it's a game of reaction.
Yes.
Once the ball snapped, it's not time to think. It's time to react.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know, Hank, if we can get the standings back up real quick. And
I'll get the standings up here.
And as you do that, if we could recap the scores in the district to kind of see where we are, because this win gets us to 2 district wins. I would love to know what is happening with Gerald still at this point. And Lago Vista is off. They are off this week, so they will stay at 1-3 in district. We will move to 2-3 in district, and man, that third district win, that is on the table against Lago Vista. That's at 7:30 at Irwin Lee Field on Friday night. I'm obligated to throw in there as a 5:30 truck or treat, so please be there for that too. And stick around for the football game.
So, again, there's the standings we've been talking about all night, but the update on the big score right now between Gerald and Salado is 36-29 now. Gerald's taking a lead with 3 minutes left in that game, so we might see another overtime game for Salado.
Salado could go to 3-1. Gerald would go to 4-1 in district. How's Wimberley doing?
Wimberley is still up. They haven't updated it for me, but I do have 17-6 at halftime, so they started at their regular 7:30 time. So.
And Gonzales would fall to 2-2. And Scott, you mentioned Gonzales. The remaining schedule includes Wimberley and.
No, their remaining schedule. They got Wimberley this week. Then they still have Salado and Gerald.
They have Salado and Gerald, so they're going to be hard pressed to get that third district win. That's what we're hunting for next week.
Yeah, they are. And if this holds, you'll have a three-way tie basically in the loss column between Wimberley, Gerald, and Salado. If Gerald manages to win
at this
that
point,
game.
I say let them have that. Let's just secure that fourth spot and get in the playoffs.
I think what the good news for us is that the way they've all played each other, it's not likely any of those three teams will get to 3 losses. It's not likely you're going to lose 2 to teams that are not in there. So that means you just take them out. They got the top 3 seeds, so you're battling Gonzales and then Lago Vista, who you have to beat anyway.
Right.
It's the way's looking pretty clear for the Panthers if it goes that way. But main thing is, I think the best thing happened to them is Gonzales lose tonight.
I mean, well, hopefully that will hold, and we will all get home safely here, beat the weather, which looks like we're going to do. Scott, thank you for joining us. Anything else before we have 1 week and we take on Lago?
That's right. It's exciting that after all the struggles of this season, and when with a losing streak and all, that we're still coming down to the last game with a lot to play for. Should be very exciting on Friday night.
Very good. Mr. Kibbe, we'll see you then. Appreciate it. Of course, you can read Scott Kibbe in the Seguin Gazette. What time is that going to be posted?
Should be posted tomorrow. They usually about midday tomorrow.
Okay, very good. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Hank, last thoughts before we get out of here.
Yeah, last thoughts. I thought the Panther team did a good job. I thought Coach Hill did a good job of using those that need to be ready to step up when they need to, and using those players as well in a game like this. And even though you saw some scores, and the score may look worse than what it actually was, but I think the Panthers are ready. It's do or die next week. We play Lago Vista. It's our last week, but those teams that already had the byes, they'll still be playing, and we've got to root for Salado and Gerald, next week and the week before and the week after.
We kind of want 3 on top there, and then we'll take the 4th slot, and then after that, anything can happen.
Yeah, they can beat up on each other. I mean, it doesn't matter to me, but it's sad to say when you have to root for a team to lose. I don't like doing that, but that's the only way we could get help to get in.
Absolutely. All right, for Hank Dieter, this is Clay Scarborough. This is the Navarro Panther Network. I want to thank our broadcast crew for tonight, all of their work. Hank and his men getting this set up and rolling. Thanks to everyone tonight. This game was played at 6 o'clock. It took a village to get us here at 6 o'clock, and we're going to get back and beat those Storms so everyone can get home safely. So good night, everyone. Panthers win on the road 48-27 over Smithville. And again, 7:30 next week, we will host Lago Vista in a game that could very much dictate the playoff future for the Panthers. So join us for that next week at 7:30. Until then, good night, everybody. God bless, and we'll see you next week.